Welcome, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. My name is Michael, and I am your dungeon master for tonight as we continue on this wonderful Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. Tonight, we are live with Storm King's Thunder, episode 42. And I know by all the laughter and everything going on, are you guys still with me?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just checking, making sure. Yeah, hardly.
Somehow.
As you can tell, we are all having our wonderful variety of technical issues tonight that we are trying to get figured out before we begin. But as we talk about episode 42 of Storm King's Thunder, I am super excited because tonight we are closing out a fantastic week of celebrating our 1-year anniversary as a channel. So today is our birthday. And this is super fun. It's going to be super awesome. It's also pretty cool that it also lands on Gary Gygax Day, which I know will blow your mind, right? So those of you who don't know, Gary Gygax, one of the original creator of Dungeons and Dragons back in the old TSR days. So it's pretty cool to be able to have our birthday on Gary Gygax Day. So that is neat. It's also hard to believe that a year ago we started with episode 1 of Storm King's Thunder. I mean, we've come a long way over the last year, and we are now up to our 42nd episode. So with that, I wanted to open up the show tonight by, first of all, thanking all of you, the viewers, our followers, our subscribers, for helping build and make this community what it is today. Many of you have been here since the very beginning, and we appreciate all your continued support and the company that you provide us each week in chat, because it is absolutely amazing to see what goes on in chat. Anywhere from naming a group of halfling bards to just being there to create some different names of NPCs or giving someone random inspiration and things like that, which also reminds me that our chat has a nat 20 tonight. So make sure that you guys remind me of that. Also, I wanted to say that we're still a small channel, but we are growing each and every day, and it's because of the support and encouragement that you guys provide us. So if you haven't followed us, please do by clicking that follow button above that video player. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything but a click, and it means the world to us. So thank you. The second thing I wanted to say is I also wanted to thank these wonderful and fantastic players that I have in this campaign. I also wanted to throw a big shout out to our fantastic cast of the Monday Night Tomb of Annihilation D&D group for being not only amazing people. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. But also wanted to thank those people in the Tomb of Annihilation group, because they're not only for being amazing people, but doing everything in their power to give back to this channel and this community. A lot of these giveaways that we do are not just me, not just Dungeon Master Matthew. This is everybody kind of coming together saying, hey, Michael, I want to do a giveaway on so-and-so day. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, this is all of us coming together to make this community what it is. I also wanted to say that each one of these individuals has helped to mold this channel to make it what it is today. And they are all my very best of friends. And I can't even come close to thanking each one of you enough for everything that you've done for me personally. From the bottom of my heart, guys, I just want to say thank you all. And thank you all for just being the most amazing and beautiful people I know. I would have to say that I am the luckiest dungeon master in the land. And I get to spend each Friday night with all of you, so that is really cool. So thank you guys. I do appreciate that. And thank you for being my awesome players.
Oh, we love you.
Oh, thanks for your end.
Another shout out is I also wanted to thank all of our partners and sponsors who have enabled us to expand our reach into the community and to help provide our followers and subscribers with super awesome resources and content. Just along the way through this journey. Thanks to Twitch and Streamlabs for sponsoring us and inviting us to be affiliates. We also want to throw out a big thanks to Team MZ for helping us with streamer support. Thanks to Nightshade Creations and Many Sided Dice for partnering with us and producing some high quality merchandise and resources for our community. Those people who love Dungeons and Dragons, these people provide awesome resources and merchandise for you to use at your own Dungeons and Dragons tables. If you are interested in sponsoring this channel or you want to partner with us, please send us an email at proficiencyBonus@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And lastly, I got to throw this out there. I got to thank my wife and my kids for giving up their Friday nights to allow me to do this because it's pretty cool. Amanda, you're incredible. I know you've got all the kids upstairs and you're about ready to rip your hair out. But I couldn't do this without you. Love you. And we do have an awesome giveaway planned for tonight, and I wanted to share that with everybody. During the intermission, we will be raffling off a copy of Tomb of Annihilation in the Twitch chat. So make sure that you are present with us so you can enter for your chance to win this awesome D&D book. Once the raffle goes live, you'll be able to type in !raffle in the Twitch chat to enter yourself in for a chance to win. The winner will randomly be selected by our wonderful Moobot. So you don't want to miss it. Moobot isn't always...
I was just going to say, is he really wonderful?
Moobot is not always cruel, guys. Come on. I think our Twitch chat, everybody has wanted to crit against Moobot at some point in time. I think that's been been something that's been on a lot of our Twitch chat viewers' minds.
And your players.
Yes, and our players. That's
family like 8 times.
Yeah.
Cool.
You ever think it's Michael doing it?
Maybe I am Moobot in disguise.
Plot twist.
Secrets revealed.
Plot twist. Who's the big bad guy once and for all? It is actually Michael. It is not Moobot. Okay. Another super special announcement. I hate to bog you guys down with announcements tonight, but we just got a lot going on recently. A super special announcement tonight is we are launching a brand new talk show this week. But to get us into this, I want to bring us over to show you guys our awesome cast. Right now, Matthew is currently a natural 1. so Matthew, if you can try to reconnect, and Christy, if you are ready and you can reconnect, I've got everybody on there. Oh, look, JJ has got Tomb. Is that Tomb of Annihilation?
Oh, why not on? God damn it.
It is.
Yeah, it's a bit shiny, but it is.
It's nice and shiny, but he's got a copy of a
like
Tomb.
Flipped or something.
Yeah, it's flipped. It must be your camera settings. There's that technology bug biting us again. Oh yeah, you guys got it set. Yeah.
Oh, that's how cameras work down in Australia. They're the other way.
They're backwards.
Yeah, I would have to flip
Kind of like the toilets, right?
Our
everything.
books are flipped. We read back to front. Yeah.
That's it, man. Oh my gosh. Let's get some music playing. I don't have any music playing. We need some music going on. So with this talk show, the reason I wanted Christy's camera working is so we can engage with Christy here a little bit. Mystic Hour goes live this coming Thursday night. It's going to be at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, hosted by our amazing Christy Mysticwater. And the first episode will feature Women of D&D, in which our very own Sarah and Zoss will be featured as 2 of her very first special guests on the show. So that is super cool. Christy, I also believe that you have 2 of the ladies from Insight Check that are going to be joining you that night as well.
That is correct.
Awesome.
Every single lady from Insight Check and Proficiency Bonus are going to be there. So excited.
Awesome. So we are pumped
My
up about
2
that.
streaming groups.
Yeah.
We might bust out the wine. We're just saying.
Awesome. Well, Christy, could you tell us a little about the show, what you have planned, and maybe what you have planned specifically for Thursday evening with this Women of D&D group?
1 second, let me just pull something up here real quick.
You got it.
I was not prepared. My alarm did not go off today, Tim. I didn't prepare anything because that's how I roll. Okay.
Sometimes it's better that way because then the players can't mess up everything you have planned.
Yeah, we do it every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The first 2 episodes I have planned are going to be focusing on women in D&D. Like Michael said, the first episode will be with my ladies that I'm very comfortable with. Mostly because I'm nervous, and secondly because I love them to death, so I want to pick their brains on all things D&D. D&D has started off as a very masculine game, very masculine influence of wargaming. So I want to kind of get into like the feminine side of D&D and how we feel women in D&D changes things, and romance in D&D, and all those like really little things, but also stories and negative things and positive things and all the things you could possibly think of. I have so many questions. Everything's planned.
Speaking of questions, Christy, is there going to be
Yes.
a way that the viewers going to be able to live chat in questions
For
you to ask and interact
For
that way?
sure.
Yeah, I was just making
we
sure
can
that.
totally interact with chat. Totally.
That's awesome.
I mean, I have some topics planned, but it's going to be kind of like a podcast style, very chill. We're just going to be discussing something we love. And I'm also opening the floor to my guests to bring in their own topics that they want to discuss, anything they've thought about that they think is something we should be discussing, and of course, Twitch chat as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, that is cool. We are all super excited about Mystic Hour. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday. It's you can't miss it because it's right before Critical Role. So as you're kind of rolling in and you're getting your setup ready, you're hooking up your TV.
There is a thing. Critical Role is not going to be on this Thursday. It's going to be on this Friday. So we're going to be having a little bit of a competition going on. So this Thursday, it's completely free. You have no reason not to miss it.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Excellent. So, Mystic Hour. Make sure you guys check that out. So this is going to be great. Hey, welcome back, Chris Hansen. We're glad that you're back. And yep, thank you for hanging out with us. Also, a last announcement that I need to make tonight is this is your last chance to put in an application to be a cast member on our newest stream scheduled for September. It will be our very own Dungeon Master, JJ. He will be taking the helm for the new D&D modules, Waterdeep Dragon Heist and Dungeon of the Mad Mage, immediately after they are released. So we are searching for a new cast to take on that adventure. So we are super excited about that. But there will be a link to the application posted in the Twitch chat. I'm going to get either JJ or Matthew on that if they can find that link that I shared on Twitter. if anybody's available to do that. I wanted to have that prepared, and I totally forgot. Of the 1,000,001 announcements that I have. We do appreciate your patience in this process, because JJ has received over 250 applicants.
Yeah.
For this module. So please be patient, because JJ is going to be going through each one of those applications one by one. And I hope he has a few energy drinks, maybe a few bottles of liquor prepared.
Yes, I'll have some rum prepared.
As he dives into that.
Energy drinks of the devil.
Yeah. So we want to thank all of you in advance, and we are pretty much overwhelmed by the response and the interest in being part of this channel and a part of this community. So thank you guys so much for supporting us in this way. With that being said, guys, I think that...
You got one you left out.
I left out one. What was it?
I wanted to give a shout out to Alex Kurosaki and the guys over at 20 Sides to Every Story. They made a comment on Twitter this past week, a couple of days ago, about everyone loving Molfin's mustache. So we've gotten rid of the beard and gone full handlebars in honor of you guys over at 20 Sides of 20 Sides Every Story. So Alex, here's looking at you. I know you guys are away at Gen Con. Hope you're having a great time, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys when you're streaming again.
Absolutely, yes. Huge shout out 20 Sides to Every Story. They always host our channel, and they support us in that way, so that is pretty awesome. Medica, thank you so much for turning in your application for Waterdeep. That's awesome that you put in that application. We'll be getting back to you as soon as JJ can go through this giant stack of applications that he has. I hope he didn't use printer ink and print all of them out, because
oh god,
it would be that thick.
Oh no, Australia, we haven't got printers yet. We still fax. So.
Oh god.
So he's actually handwriting over every application, so he can peruse them at convenient times in the facilities when he's out in the outhouse, because Australia doesn't have running water.
Between his walkabouts.
I'm learning so much about Australia just by knowing JJ. It's amazing.
Yeah.
accurate
All of it's true.
All of it's true. All right, well, we're going to dive into a recap of what happened on episode 41 of Storm King's Thunder. Last episode, our party came face to face with Usith, who wasn't a sorcerer at all, but was actually an aboleth that made its lair within the sewers of Yartar. Kallista and Molfin were quick to attack the Marrow, who stood idly by, and were able to knock them from the mind-controlled state that they appeared to be in. Battle took...
Oh, that's what they were in.
Battle took place as the aboleth began to use the environment to gain the upper hand on our heroes, as mystery clouded our adventurer's mind as to what was behind that door at the end of the room.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for the subscription. Oh, Chris, thank you for
Thank you, Chris,
gifting
for
that.
gifting.
Yeah, gifting that subscription to Medica. Awesome, guys. Thank you both, Medica and Chris. Appreciate that.
Spread the love.
Yeah, spread the love. With the help of the Marrow's hatred towards the aboleth, and an animated undead skeleton from Molfin's magical knowledge, a devastating inflict wounds spell from Diana, and an entire necklace of fireballs, the aboleth was destroyed. But not without arising conflicts within the party over access to the items promised to each one of them from Usith himself. Upon returning to the surface, Ashlyn, Kallista, and Diana share a special moment as Mobi heads off alone towards the docks. Diana pulls Lachlan to the side and lets him know of her desire to see Kella in the flesh, so that she can hopefully discover more about that mysterious gem and dagger they have in their possession. Diana heads off with Molfin and Lachlan to deliver the news of Usith to Desire Rosolio, and to claim their reward, while Ashlyn heads off in search of a... Last week it was a battle axe, but I think she changed her mind to a rapier. Which I think is... We're kind of retconning the end of last week's episode. As,
Yeah,
I returned it. I took it back. I'm like, this isn't my style. And that's returned.
She took it back. She tried to return it and had to haggle with the return price. It took Ashlyn forever. It was a mess. Yeah. But eventually she got...
So. I think he actually got money from me.
Probably.
Yeah.
And Kallista makes a stop outside of the city gates to visit Dashara and to pick up the Griffin babies, as Mobi fishes off of a dock and blesses a homeless gnome family living under that bridge in Yartar by giving them a bag full of 550, yes, 550 gold pieces. So,
I just want to say quickly, if any of my future players think about splitting the party like this, I'm going to TPK all of you.
We've been warned.
Don't give me more work.
Yeah. Speaking of more work, we're gonna go into our episode, as I had to prepare for four different scenarios tonight. See this paper? This is all the stuff I had prepped. Yeah, screw it. I'm just throwing it out. Because that'll be probably what happens. Because I know you all too well. So here we go, everybody. Hold on tight, and so our story is told. We begin tonight in the city of Yartar, just outside of the Rosolio estate. It's later in the afternoon, probably between 3 and 4 o'clock, as Molfin, Lachlan, and Diana stand at the base of the stairs of the Rosolio estate, the front porch, looking ever so glamorous as the time where you left it before. What would you guys like to do?
I'm certain we smell absolutely wonderful after our sojourn in the sewers.
Well, I've got a. Yeah. Oh, who was knocking on the door?
No
one.
All right. So they
Molfin will walk up and knock on the door.
so they begin to knock at the door, and the door creaks open. And standing there you recognize is Khaled, the butler from before, and he looks at all of you. Oh, welcome back. It's good to see each one of you.
And you as well. We bring word of the task your mistress sent us on.
Oh, Desia's expecting all of you. Come on in. And he moves out the way and starts to lead you guys down the hallway, that same familiar hallway that you remember walking down before that led to her office area. As you guys go through, you notice that gaudy look of the interior, those sculpted busts of different people and wonderfully crafted tapestries that hang from the walls. Very much a gaudy noble estate. As you walk by a few armed guards moving their way down through the hall, you make your way as Khaled opens the door to Desia's office, and you guys all start to file in, Khaled falling behind you. You can see Desia has her back turned to you guys at first. Appears that she is wrestling through some paperwork, and she's just going through this paperwork. She's got a pencil kind of behind her ear. Yes, JJ is reminding the chat that you have a nat 20.
So you can use that to throw JJ into a river.
Yes, you can. Absolutely can.
Wouldn't be his first time.
So,
True.
Nope. Won't be his last.
Full circle.
Yeah, so just remember that you also have that nat 20 that you guys can use. The way I use the chat rules for nat 20 is somebody has to declare it first, and then somebody has to second it for it to come through, because I don't want it to be just one person getting control of the nat 20 in chat. So anytime you guys want to throw that out, don't forget. All right, and you guys enter. You can see that Desia is mumbling to herself, going through some paperwork. It almost looks like she's doing the equivalent to balancing a checkbook.
I'll do a little knock knock. Hello.
Just a second. That's not right. And then she throws the papers down frustratedly, with a big sigh and a frustrated grunt, and turns around, spins in her large leather chair that she sits behind this huge desk. She spins around and looks towards you. Oh, it's you.
Hi. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, I needed interrupted. Trust me. And she throws some paperwork off to the side.
We have found your problem.
Oh,
It has been resolved.
Okay, she quickly stands up and she goes back to the door and she shuts the door and rests her back against the door and looks towards you, Molfin. But there were more of you who set out.
Indeed.
Yes,
We
there
split
were
up.
previously.
We've lost a lot of good men out there.
Right. Tragic.
What
Sad.
what happened to them?
Eaten.
There was a
Eaten by a
rather...
monster.
Make a deception check, Diana.
Crap.
Do you have whatchamacallit, inspiration from the DM from last week?
Yeah.
And I will use that ish.
You're gonna use it?
Yeah.
All right. On the first roll of the night for Diana, she's using her DM's inspiration for advantage on this roll.
Ooh.
She kind of looks at you with a stern look. I don't believe you. Very funny.
That's fine.
I know you're trying to be funny. But does this look like a face that likes to joke around?
It could.
It could.
It could, but it doesn't.
There was a rather large and beast capable of enchantment in the sewers that seemed to be collecting young nobles.
Why on earth would a beast be collecting young nobles?
That we have no information on. It was not in a very talkative mood.
So, whatever. What about the pendant? Were you able to secure the pendant?
Molfin will reach into the pocket and pull out the little necklace that he found.
She immediately starts to walk towards you with her hands out. Ah, there it is. And she goes to take it from you.
Wait, what about our agreement?
Our agreement. Oh, yes. It was 500 gold pieces for the return of the pendant, correct? I know I'm correct. I deal with money and transactions all the time. I know I'm right. And she starts trotting off behind the desk, pulls a drawer open, gets the satchel out bag, and takes it over to you, Diana, and sets it in your hands. It goes like you can feel it's like a massive amount of money, of gold pieces in this bag.
Molfin will just sort of look between the two of them.
Information too, right?
Information? Well, please share.
We did.
There was a...
What do you have for me other than you have absolutely no proof to show of a monster that you so-called destroyed in the sewer?
We got the pendant, and that's proof.
How do I know you didn't just find this on the street?
Ooh.
You know what? Ma'am? I don't have an answer for that. Molfin?
You don't... Everybody looks towards Molfin. As Lachlan just has his hand over his mouth, trying to think of something to say, I guess.
My apologies, milady. I did not expect you to request an actual token from the beast's corpse. It seemed somewhat tacky to bring such a item into such a fine establishment. If you require proof of this, perhaps I could take a few members of your guard or the gentleman who opened the door for us, and I can bring him back down through the sewers to where we located this, as well as show him the back room with numerous items of noble clothing that we left.
Noble clothing? Molfin, listen. I do appreciate your offer, but do you realize how much extra I will have to pay my guards to make this journey with you? They're not going to want to go in the sewers, and it's going to cost me extra. I'm not willing to put out forth that kind of money to my guards just to go and see this. Yeah, that was part of your payment. You should have thought about this in advance.
You and I had no such arrangement. You had an arrangement with someone who is not here.
Fair enough. She turns around and walks back to her desk. She opens up the drawer. She takes out this large satchel, and she walks over to you, Molfin, and she hands the satchel, and she looks at you with her hand still on it, and she's like, "Here is 500 gold pieces for the information that you brought me without proof." And she takes her hand off of it, and then just starts to walk back towards her desk.
And there's one of us without a satchel.
As you're kind of coughing like that, Lachlan, she's like, not even turned around. She's just walking back towards her desk. She's like, "I'm sure you will split it up amongst each other in ways that you feel that is correct and right." And then she just looks over her shoulder at you, Lachlan, with like a little bit of a glare.
I want a minor illusion of rain cloud over my head.
as rain. Oh, cute. Very cute.
I think you're smiling.
Maybe he's casting some kind of illusion on my face, because it's not smiling right now, dear.
On the inside.
Before we take our leave, milady, would it be permissible to check in on your son? I've wanted to check on his condition since this beast has been slain and see if there's any change to him.
Oh, absolutely. He's upstairs in his room. I'm sure ComEd will show you the way.
Oh, thank you, then. I shall take my leave and go speak with him.
Fair enough. So
I bow.
she looks towards you and just gives you a little head nod as you bow.
Smiling on the inside.
Lachlan, with your little rain cloud above your head, are you heading off with Molfin or Diana,
Yeah.
or are you guys all sticking together?
Are we all sticking together? I guess are you two going off different directions?
I'm heading up to talk to the kid for a minute.
I'm going with you.
All right. As you guys head on out, you see that Kamed is there. He has a nice white towel over his forearm as he's walking around the estate. He looks towards you and, so how did everything go? Did the meeting go well?
Everything is resolved. We are just hoping to speak with young master. What was his name? Artery?
Arton. You mean Arton?
Oh, yes, that's the boy's name. Yes, we just wanted to check in and see if there's been any change to his condition since the beast has been slain.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you firsthand that our priests were able to come over and they did an elaborate ritual that healed him of his ailments.
Oh, wonderful.
He's resting upstairs in his room. Would you like to be... I'll escort you there. Follow me.
Oh, yes, please.
And he starts to walk up the steps. They creak under his cloppity feet as they head on upstairs. And you guys head towards another closed door. He knocks at the door. Arton, you have some guests. And he just slowly starts to pull the door open. And you guys can see an elaborate and gaudy bedroom of Arton Risolio. Underneath what looks to be several rich-looking comforters on his bed. He's lying there. Looks to be tired, but relatively well in his appearance.
Is he still wearing the thing?
Yeah, he's still got it around his neck.
Okay.
Get that back.
It seems you are doing well, my friend.
Oh, I'm exhausted, but yeah, I feel so much better. Thanks to all of you.
I hear that your priests were able to reverse the condition you received.
Yes, it was rather elaborate, but I feel much better.
We were back to pass along the information to your mother and return the medallion that was taken from you to her. And after speaking with her, she instructed us to come up here to collect our necklace from you before we departed.
Oh, you got my pendant.
Yes, your mother requested it be returned to her and that she would speak with you at some point.
He looks over your shoulder at the doorway. He's like, Kamed, come here, please. And you hear the footsteps of Kamed come to the door, and he stands at the door. Yes, Sir Arton. What can I do for you? Can you perhaps go downstairs and speak with Mother? See if you can get my Risolio pendant back from her, please, so I can have it. It's like, Kamed looks a little awkward at first, like he's got wide eyes, and you can tell there's thoughts going on in his head about what he should say at this moment. Yes, sir, I will do so immediately. And he turns, and you hear his feet start to head down the stairs. He looks back at you guys, and he starts to take off his pendant. He's the pendant that is around his neck, the parapet of health that you had given him. Here. Thank you for sharing it with me.
Oh, it was our pleasure. It seems to have done you well and kept you alive to arrive here.
And you notice that he's looking around the room. It's like, is Ashlyn okay?
I believe so. I saw her embraced with the another member of our party as we separated to come here. Her and our friend Kallista walked off arm in arm, so to speak.
Oh. Oh, I see. Look, Molfin, I know I came on really aggressive, and I know I made some really bad comments before about Ashlyn, but I don't... He gets kind of closer to you, Molfin, he like leans over and he's like, I don't really know how to talk to women.
I can say with all certainty you are speaking with the wrong gnome on that accord.
You
I
mean...
have not had to woo someone of the other gender in 117 years.
Wow, that's an awfully long time.
Oh,
That's more than a lifetime for me.
Yes, perhaps Lachlan would be able to assist you.
Oh.
He's had some luck with a set of sisters recently, if I recall. Diana, perhaps we should take our leave and let the two younglings speak.
I have to be somewhere. Oh, look at the time.
Well,
In an honest lady's opinion, I don't know about any of the gnomes being good for lady advice.
But
Shade.
throw in the shade.
Rain cloud.
Rain cloud is still above Lachlan.
I don't know why it's so shady, 'cause I'm taller than you. I can cast an action.
Got him.
Yeah, got him. Excellent. So as this conversation is taking place, you guys hear the footsteps of Comed back up to the top of the steps, and he walks back into the room. Sir, I have returned with your request. And he walks over to the desk. Arten's like, oh, thank you so much. And he takes the Rosolio pendant and he's looking at it, and it's a very beautiful pendant. It's inlaid with gems. Just very good looking pendant. He looks at you, Molfin, and he looks at the rest of you, Diana and Lachlan. And he grabs your hand, Molfin, and pulls your hand closer to his. He wraps up the pendant in the palm of his other hand and sets it into your hand. And then gets a little bit closer to you and he says, I really want you to give this to Ashlyn for me. But do me a favor. Don't tell Mom.
Oh my god.
No word.
Take away his candy.
She will kill me.
No shit. Kill
Molfin just sort of slip it in one of his inside pockets. My dear boy, we never had this discussion.
This guy doesn't need my help at all.
And Arten just winks at you a little bit, and then he leans back in his bed, pulls up his comforter, and starts to just let out a big breath. Thank you. And he just lays there.
Diana, Lachlan, perhaps we should leave. We have other engagements to meet by the boat this evening to take care of other issues at some point.
Yeah. We're splitting up that gold, right, Gramps? Right?
Yes, but of course, Diana and I will get together and separate the money we have received once we are away from this establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Excellent. So you guys are headed out of the Rosolio estate. And right now we're going to pan over to Ashlyn, who is walking around with... she's playing around with a brand new rapier in the middle of the streets of Yartar. She's flicking it and catching it in her hand and doing, like, practice fighting invisible marrow and aboleth creatures and all kinds of stuff with it. And you're going through the busy marketplace in the southern part of town, and you can hear all kinds of ruckus, people shouting of their wares and the hammering of different things being forged, mainly fishing equipment, fish hooks and other devices used for that kind of sort of thing. But then you're approached by this individual. You notice a lot of commotion going on in this one booth, and there are several fish like hanging on the sides of the booth, and the aroma of this delicious smell of fried fish just overwhelms you. And this kind of plump dwarven character walks up to you, food all throughout his bright red beard, as he's got chunks of bread and fish, looks like just chunked all through his beard. Yeah, kind of like JJ's.
But with less food in it.
Yeah, and you see, he's like double fisting these huge sandwiches. And the sandwiches look like fried fish sandwiches, but the fish have been fried with heads and fins and all. And he's just like, oh, and he's just chomping away at these, and he's like, oh, my lady, you've got to try these fried tiger codfish sandwiches. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'll take one out of his hand.
Make a sleight of hand check for me, Ashlyn.
Okay. Sleight of hand. Terrible.
Yeah. So as you're standing there, you just reach out and grab one of these sandwiches, pluck it from his grip, and you just start biting away. He's like, "Whoa, wait, hey, what?
You're right.
I was gonna buy you your own. You didn't have to take mine."
Sorry. Do you want it back?
Yes. He reaches out and he grabs it and he looks at it awkwardly, looks at you, and then,
You're gonna buy me one?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll still buy you one. So,
awesome.
Follow me. And he walks over and kind of trudges over. He kind of moves the crowd. He moves the line because he's just kind of a bigger guy. He moves it around. John Paul, get another one of those up here. And he throws down some silver pieces onto the counter. And you hear them calling, another fried tiger codfish sandwich coming right up. And you can hear them dropping all these fish into this bat of this liquid. And all of a sudden you can hear it sizzle just like a McDonald's deep fryer. It's like,
this is gonna be good.
And there's a woman in the side. She's kind of buttering this toasted bread. It looks like a giant sub roll or hoagie sandwich, however you say it. I know in the north where I'm from, we used to say a hoagie, but a lot of people call it a sub sandwich. So I want to make sure that that I cover everybody's language barriers here.
Yeah, we don't call it hoagies here.
You don't call it? I know.
No, I don't.
So it's like a big sandwich, and she's buttering it up with some kind of thing. It has a little garlicky smell to it. And after that, he reaches down into the bat with a special set of some side of a device, like tongue devices. He picks it out, flips it into the air, and this woman catches it inside the two pieces of bread. And she runs it over to you quickly and tosses it up on the counter, almost recklessly, as the sandwich is almost falling apart. And it sets down there before you, and you can see it and smell it, and it's just smells delicious, Ashlyn.
I eat it.
Oh, right.
I take it and take bites out of it.
And you're taking some big bites out of it, and it is the most delicious fish sandwich that you have ever had. And the dwarven man kind of looks at you and is like, yeah? What'd I tell you? And he starts chomping it away and getting more in his mouth, and he can barely talk to you, and he's like, and like a bunch of food's like flying out of his mouth and stuff. So Ashlyn and this dwarven man are having this moment in the marketplace, and at that point we're gonna go ahead and move over to Kallista, since the party has all split off into different directions, which JJ has threatened his players already tonight.
I just want to point out he doesn't even have players yet, and he's threatening them.
Yeah, that's it.
That's DM for you.
So, Kallista, you are headed, correct me if I'm wrong, you were headed back to the Dragon Tooth Inn to see if you could seek out Sally from the Hand of Yartar, correct? I think that's where we left off.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, all right. So you make your way back to the Dragon Tooth Inn. Easy enough to find for you. You open the main door and you see that familiar old
Are we all doing it?
lady that is walking in. As you walk in, you can see her, and she just kind of looks at you with a smile through her thick glasses, her gray hair pulled back tightly into a bun. There's that beautiful woman again.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
wow.
me.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Do I still have my room?
You have your room key. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
Yep.
remember what number I gave you. I said a number.
I don't remember. I think it was like 4 or something.
All right. Yeah, I think yours was room 4. But you know
There you
that the room that you visited Sally before was upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way upstairs, and you come into this area at the top. It opens up. There's a door at the top of the steps. It opens up, and as you open up the door, you open it up into like this little lobby way area at the top. It's kind of like a little sitting area at the top of the steps, and then it opens up into the hallway. And it's dusty. It's got a little bit of a moldy smell to it in this place. It's not the greatest place in the world. And as you're coming up the steps, you start to hear a conversation from down the hall. And it stops you in your tracks for just a moment. And you start to hear and listen in. And you hear the familiar voice of Kella Darkhope. And here's what the voice says. Look, I don't know who they were. All I know is that I have a crazy psycho out there who wants me dead, and now some other group of hooded freaks just tried to jump me in broad daylight in the middle of the marketplace. I came here because I think I can help you if you are willing to help me. And then you hear the familiar voice of Sally chime in.
I'm casting Pass Without a Trace so I can, creep up right up on them.
Excellent. Fantastic. You hear Sally. Seems you're mighty popular here in Yartar, Kella. How do I know you didn't just lead them here? Marisha, watch the door. Jenna, get over there by the window and get ready to drop that ladder if needed. Keep a lookout. Let me know if you see anything suspicious out there. And then Kella chimes in. Listen, I did not lead them here. Look, I can help you. I can help you with the job. I just need to know a little bit more about the plan. In return, I just ask for protection. Protection from Kallista because I don't think she will be satisfied until I am dead by her hands. And protection from this new threat, these hooded goons. I don't even know what they want or who they are, but I know they're after me. And then Sally chimes in. Well, I'm glad you're starting to see things my way, Kella. Tell me, can you gain entry into places that most cannot? Kella responds, well, it really depends, but I have been able to do so before. I don't know what would stop me now. Why? What do you have in mind? Well, you see, there's an interesting noble estate on the northern end of the city, right along the river. A nice place. A 3 stories tall tower. Rich and lavishly decorated with floral designs and owl sculptures. It's home to a noble named Michael Richborn. So wait, you need me to get you in. Why? Well, it's not the estate that is attractive to me. It's the detached carriage house on the property. I've got intel that there are some very expensive and special items being stored within. Aren't you thieves? Why can't you get in yourselves? Why do you need me? Well, Kella, this job is a little different, you see. We have information that Lord Richburn is some type of wizard. He's been magically enchanting items and selling them on an underground market here in Yartar. Word has gotten out, and Marisha here has discovered that he keeps some of his enchanted items under the seat inside his own personal carriage. The problem is, we also know that there is some type of magical enchantment on the carriage house door on that bottom level. Apparently this enchantment acts like some sort of alarm system or some sorts. Well, so find another way in. Well, there is another way. There are several windows on the 2nd story of the carriage house, but they are barred with iron. Give us a normal locked window, and it's no problem. But this is a little more secure than usual. Add to the fact that the nobles hired 2 guards, and they used the 2nd story of the carriage house as their apartment, and you add a level of complexity to this problem. Kallista, you're starting to creep slowly down the hall, and you can see the door is cracked open a bit, and that's what's allowing all this conversation to leak out into the hallway. And you're just sliding carefully down. Thanks, Johnny Boy Creates, for hosting us. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And you start to hear Kella again. I get it. This sounds like a big job with a significant amount of danger. Must be a mighty big payout. It's one of my biggest yet. Kella, we are talking potentially anywhere between 8 and 10,000 gold pieces for these items. Enchanted items are extremely valuable and difficult to find. Adventurers, nobles, crime lords, who knows? They're all trying to find and get their hands on stuff like this. Kella responds, you said the word is out. When are you planning to make this hit? We do it tonight. As long as we have you on board, I don't see it as any issue. Fine. So, what's the plan? Well, we keep it simple, Kella. I have a friend who has access to a fishing boat. In the middle of the night, we make our way up the river, where he will drop us off at the end of one of the noble docks. The boardwalk is gated and heavily guarded, so this makes Noble River Strip, a much easier access point from the water. Okay, so we slip past the Shield of Yartar. Sounds good. What next? Well, we climb the back of the fence to Lord Richborn's estate. It's tall, but easy to manage, and it's covered in vines, making an easy access point to the property. Luckily, those same vines weave through large wooden lattice that surround the carriage house, giving us access to the second-story windows. And you hear Kella kind of sigh a little bit. Looks like I'm going to need my climbing gear. And then Sally says back, like I said, the guards live in the second story of the carriage house. In the middle of the night, both could possibly be present. The key is making the entry as quietly as possible, which of course would be your job. Get us in, we off the guards, we access the hidden storage compartment within the carriage, and we get out. We return to the dock for our pickup, and we return here for our payout. And Kella responds, sounds fairly simple to me. What happens if something goes wrong, Sally? She says, well, we do have some options. First is obviously to fight for it. The problem with that is we know we will alert Lord Richborn. While I'm not 100% certain of his arcane abilities, I'm not a fan of finding out this evening. We could always take him out first, right? I mean, take him out while he sleeps. Then the carriage house would be easy pickings. Sally responds,
oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for Chris gifting another sub to Johnny Boy Creates. Thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate that. You guys are amazing.
Chris, we love you.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. So Sally responds, I can't say I haven't considered it, but like I said, I do not know of Lord Richborn's power. Do not want to risk my life or the lives of these these other ladies in the process. Not to mention, if Lord Richborn lives, perhaps there may be new and even more expensive items to plunder in the future as he continues to test out his enchantments and abilities. Then Kella says, I like it. An enchanted item farm right for the picking. Precisely, says Sally. Kella says, okay, I'm good to help you. I can get you in, but I need your word that your protection will be provided, Sally. Absolutely! Protection as payment is no problem. In fact, you can stay here with Marisha, Jenna, and Auburn, while Beatrice and I, well, we head to our transportation contact for the evening to finalize everything. We won't be too long. Rest up, ladies.
At this point, I am going to enter the room and say counteroffer.
Oh, so you're just storming in the room?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take you over to a different map so you can see what this looks like. I don't know if the rest of you will be able to see the map, but you might be able to on Twitch if you are watching. Because the only token I'm going to have on here is Kallista's token. Because
I'm so happy right now.
So,
oh, dude, the image you have up on the screen is so much cooler than the world map we were looking at.
Oh, yeah, you're still looking at the world map. I'm sorry. So, Kallista, I'm going to move your token. Are you able to see?
Yeah. Hang on. Yep, I can move it.
Okay. You can see this door. I'm going to shift ping it right here. Is the one that you burst through.
Okay.
And let me go ahead and move the... I have the dynamic lighting here set, so I'm just going to move the dynamic lighting door off of the area, and you should be able to just go ahead in. And you notice, as soon as you walk in, there was a woman, two women kind of beside the door. One of them has a dark cloak. The hood is down, but you can see she has long, curly brown hair. And she... well, actually, oddly enough, the one to the right actually looks exactly like Marisha Ray, but she has a like this black bandana that's set as like a headband, like tied around the top of her forehead, and she is holding a hand crossbow. And as soon as you come into the room, she kind of like holds it up and she's pointing it at you. And
I leave my hands and I say counteroffer.
And then all of a sudden, you see Kella and Sally all of a sudden stand up quickly from these rough-looking couches that are on the side of the room as they were having their conversation. And you can see the surprise in both of their faces as they stand up. And Sally starts to snicker a little bit and says, Kallista.
Sally.
Welcome back. I didn't expect to see you so soon.
I hear you need someone to sneak you in places. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, and she kind of looks at Kella, and Kella looks back at her with like this awkward look on her face. And she looks back, and so you have a counter offer for us. So how much of the original offer did you hear?
Well, gold's all fine and good. I definitely don't need as much as Kella wants. But in exchange for that half price of you paying Kella, I want Kella instead.
Kella looks kind of shocked, and her expression looks back at Sally.
I'm not gonna kill you, Kella, yet. But
Yeah.
I do need you for someone very important to me.
She looks over at Sally, and she's like,
You're the key.
I'm the key.
You're the key.
See, Sally, see exactly what I was talking about. She has absolutely lost her mind. She is crazy
If
with
I was
bloodlust
Psycho,
for me.
you'd be dead already.
She looks towards you. Sally's like, whoa. Kella is the key?
She's the key.
You need Kella.
I need Kella.
But see, Kella is going to help us out.
And I need her alive. And I look at Kella evenly.
Make a persuasion check for me, Kallista.
Okay. I am also going to use my inspiration.
I sense a theme here. First roll for everybody. Inspiration.
Yep.
Inspiration.
Well, I didn't expect Kella to be here. I was just going to talk to Sally.
Sally looks at you, looks back in Kella. How is it that you're going to help me?
Well, you said you need help dispelling magic. You need help sneaking in. You guys didn't notice me sneak up on you.
Yeah. And I had a hunch about you, Kallista. I knew. That's why I came for you. That's why I offered you the job as well. What do you say about having both you and Kella along?
That's fine, but I want her sticking to my side. She doesn't leave my eyesight. She's the key, and I need her alive. If I lose her, the deal's off.
She looks back at Kella. Kella seems to be like, almost like ready to just burst out with anger and frustration. Oh, have no fear, Kella. She just said she doesn't want you dead. You shouldn't fear this woman. Besides, you have others that want you. I'd be more afraid of them. And she looks over at
Kella.
you. Oh, Kella looks towards you when you say her name. What?
Were they Zulkin's men?
Wait, what, Kallista?
The hooded figures that attacked you, were they Zulkin's men?
Look, I don't know who they were. They were hooded. They had... They looked like elves. They had beautiful faces. But they were... I don't know. They were different. They were pierced. They had nose piercings and several piercings in each ear. One of them even had what appeared to be like a green mohawk that was sticking out of the front of this cloak. I don't know. They came after me.
When?
Not too long ago in the marketplace. I was outnumbered. I could do nothing but run. All I could hear was the call of ravens as they were chasing me. I don't know what's going on. I know they're not Zulkins. I know all of Zulkin's men. They're all creeps.
Yeah, but I don't think you know Zulkin very well. I don't think any of us do.
What do you mean?
Well, if you don't know already, he's some sort of undead monstrosity, abomination. And he's strong. And he's mad because he lost you.
Please. You're not thinking about handing me back over to him, are you?
No, not at all. If I'm gonna kill you, I'll make it swift and painless. I won't torture you with that monster.
Okay, fine. Fine. I'll go with you. I think
Do I believe her?
Go ahead, make an insight check.
Not gonna.
Yeah, she's being fairly honest with you. And then she opens up and says, Is Diana okay?
That's why I need you.
Well, I think I may be able to help you. I think I might have some information that'll help. I don't know a lot, but I know some.
That's what I'm counting on. And that's why you're not dead yet.
Well, maybe you'll learn to respect me, Kallista.
Don't go that far.
Sally kind of has a chuckle, and then Kella like gives her a dirty look, and she just goes, and stops.
Sally.
Yeah. What is it, Kallista?
I can do so much, but if I can get my party involved, are you willing to split some money with them? I just want Kella, but they're gonna want some monetary incentive if I know Lachlan correctly.
You know, I think I could drop you 2,000 gold pieces.
That's something.
That'd probably be the most I could go.
That's fine.
Of
2,000 in
course.
Kella.
Of course, I need to keep about 50% for myself.
That's fine.
And I divvy
I don't
up the
really
rest
give
of it with my girls here.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Like I said, I'm not interested in money. And I just look at Kella.
Kella, just catches your gaze and then looks down at the floor just a bit and then looks back up at Sally. And she says, I think I'll stay here until tonight. And then looks back over at you, Kallista. And Sally says, well, Kallista, so...
You run, I will find you, said Kella.
Sally looks
You're
back
gonna-
at you and says, she won't run. And then you can see...
You're right, she won't, because she'll regret it.
A couple of the Hand of Yartar get out their weapons and stand next to Kella. And she says, well, where will your party plan to meet us?
You said you were going to be at the docks?
Yeah, near the bridge.
What time?
Late. After all the other lights have gone out.
Well, if my party's not with me, it'll definitely just be me. I'll be there regardless, but I'll talk to them today and get them there.
She smiles and says, "Great," and looks over her shoulder at Beatrice, who is a attractive woman wearing a white cloak. The hood is pulled back. She has shorter hair that's kind of spiked up in the top of her head, and it's brighter white than yours, Christy, as it sticks up. And she is wearing like 3 layers of eye makeup.
Ooh.
And bright red lipstick. But her gaze has not come off of a kind of suspicious, kind of glaring gaze towards everybody. Very stern look on her face most of the time.
So she doesn't look like she trusts anyone in this room.
She looks like she is loyal to Sally, but maybe someone.
But everyone else.
Everyone else kind of iffy. These thieves guild ladies, you know, I don't know about them.
Yeah.
So she kind of looks. Sally looks towards her and says, "Beatrice, it's time for us to be going. We got some things to set up for this evening." And she starts to walk out and looks at you and just gives you a little nod as she walks by. Beatrice just glares at you as she walks by. And they leave the room and walk down the hallway, leaving the 3 other hand standing there. Kella sits back down into the couch and just crosses her arms.
DM, how long ago did we smash that gym? Approximately.
Throwing the difficult questions at me.
Yeah.
That was quite a while ago, I believe.
I was not here for this whole drama thing, so.
No, you
No,
weren't.
that was before Ashlyn.
That was a while. Yeah.
So
that means Bryn Shander.
that was
Right?
it was after Bryn Shander, because
Just after.
you guys were in Clarion's
Yes.
citadel when that happened.
Oh, where's Clarion? I don't know.
So that was been since Clarion. I mean,
Ghosted.
it's been a while. 3 weeks,
Like, Kallista
4
would know
weeks,
approximately how long, right?
Yeah,
Like, she'd know the date.
3 or 4 weeks, roughly.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess.
Okay. Because she's going to ask Kella if anything had changed with, like, if she felt any change in herself around that time.
Chris in chat says Kallista should make skeletons with another nuke. That will speed up this project.
I mean, she's restraining herself hella right now in front of Kella. She's...
Oh, it's awesome. We've got an excellent
the
chat
long
going
game.
on tonight. Okay.
Chris just wants me to get started. What can I say? He's a fan.
Get those skeletons roaming around. Okay. At this point, Kallista, we're going to pan out from your scene.
Sure.
And we are going to zoom in on Mobi, who currently sits on a dock near the bridge of Yartar, fishing off the side. And Mobi, you're noticing several things. You're noticing, first of all, a group of rats have made themselves curiously up to you, and one is kind of nestled next to you, kind of as if a dog were sleeping beside you. And just comfortably sits down next to you. The others are kind of playing around with one another, tackling each other on the edge of the dock as you're fishing. You also notice these 2 large black moths start fluttering all around your head. And one lands on your shoulder, and its wings are just slowly moving up and down. It's just sitting there on your shoulder. The other one just kind of fluttering nearby. As you look down into the water, you notice these awkward-looking fish are just kind of like koi, being waiting to be fed. Just start curiously swimming crowdedly underneath where your feet dangle off the dock. These fish are weird. Their skeletons are on the outsides of their body, and they glow with this greenish blue tint that comes from the center of their core. They have weird rat-looking teeth on the front that keep on opening and closing as they are swimming around in this water, casting their gaze up at you once in a while. And you look over and you can see Brennan and his wife, the gnomish family that you just helped out not too long ago. They have their children hand in hand, and they are singing and twirling and dancing joyfully in a circle around what minimal possessions they have, but now the centerpiece of their possessions is this bag, this satchel that is overflowing with golden coins. And you notice it's starting to get very late in the day. The sun is starting to cast long shadows. And you spent most of your day on this dock just fishing and thinking. What would Mobi be doing?
Maybe he's gonna lean back, feet still dangling over the edge of the dock, and just let his head hit the ground and just look up into the sky. Just taking it all in.
With the rat?
With the rats.
Okay.
Next to the rats, Mannix is kind of laid out. His skull is on the maroon handkerchief with the gold lacing. And Mobi's just laying back and... The world is a beautiful place sometimes. Sits there thinking to himself for a little bit. And he just shoots back up and starts rifling through his backpack.
Okay.
Pulls out a bit of parchment and a quill and just starts furiously writing.
Okay. As time continues to pass, Mobi furiously writing. Mobi, you notice that the Gnomish family has continued to celebrate. Every once in a while, you can see the wife with a huge smile on her face pointing over towards you on the dock to her children. Then children are all casting their gaze at you with, like, kind of like, oh, it was him? It was really him? And then eventually, two of the children actually approach you cautiously and just with shyness. And this little girl comes up to you. Are those your pets?
No, they're not my pets, just animals take a liking to me.
You seem like a lot of people take a liking to you.
I suppose that's true.
I just wanted to say thank you.
It's my pleasure. I give her a hug.
She hugs you back. And you can see there's a little older boy behind her, and he's like just looking at you suspiciously and cautiously. And then the little girl walks away and they start whispering to each other. The little boy is kind of like whispering at the little girl. And I'm sorry. I don't know why my music stopped. And the little girl kind of looks towards the boy and then looks back at you, Mobi, and then cautiously approaches again. Mister, my brother wants to know if he could pet one of your rats.
Be my guest. And I kind of like put my hand underneath the rat that's closest to me and just hold it in my hand and just motion it up towards
the boy
him.
kind of slides up cautiously, like almost like dragging his back foot across the dock, and then reaches out a hand and starts to pet slowly the top of the rat. And you can see like this little glimmer in his eye as he starts to have this huge smile appear on his face. And the little girl says, most of the time they're just trying to grab our food. This is the closest we could get. And she reaches up and starts petting the rat as well.
You're kind to animals, they'll be kind to you.
And she looks back up at you and it's just like you, right?
Yeah, just like me. Here, I have one more thing for you. Go through the backpack again, and I pull out the teddy bear that's missing an eye.
Yes. And you hand it to the little girl?
This is for being so brave.
And she looks at it. She's holding it with eyes wide and a huge smile. The little boy sitting next to her is like, and they're both just. She looks up at you. She's like, thank you. What is your name?
I am Mobi, and who are you?
I'm Gloria. But I think this teddy bear is special. I'm going to name it Mobi. And she grabs it and she gives it a huge hug. And its head like almost is like hanging back behind, and you can see the one eye as she's moving it back and forth. And her brother kind of grabs her and they kind of just start to run joyfully off the edge of the dock.
A tear kind of wells up in Mobi's eye. Thank you, Gloria. You helped me come to a very important decision. What's about the time now? Is the sun?
Oh yeah, the
setting?
sun is cascading in nice hues of orange and pinks across the horizon. You can hear just the sounds of business, of fishermen up and down the river. Still the sounds of the city of Yartar, but they seem to be muffled underneath the majority of the thoughts that you have going on. But it's nearing the time. The sun is almost completely going to be set soon, and darkness will take the city soon.
I pick up the maroon handkerchief with the skull of Mannix in it. Just kind of hold it down in my hand. Thank you for being my best friend. I love you, and I will never forget you. This is goodbye. And Mobi extends 2 fingers, and this beam of crackling black energy just gently extends from it, and the skull of Mannix just disintegrates into the handkerchief, just leaving ashes. He holds it up to his face and just blows it out into the water. The world is a beautiful place. He's going to pick up his pack and walk down underneath the bridge where the gnomish family was playing, celebrating.
Okay, you approach.
Brennan, was it?
Oh, yes. Yes, Mobi. Thank you so much. You've brought so much joy to my family.
You've brought more joy to me than you could ever know. Like I said, family is important.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and there is something you can do for me.
Oh, anything. My family, we would do anything for you.
I need you to deliver some things for me.
Deliver some things? Why, of course. Of course we could do that for you.
To a very specific group of people.
Sure. Just name it, Mobi. We'll do it for you.
I start to give descriptions of Molfin, Lachlan, Diana, Kallista, and Ashlyn. 2 are gnomes like me. 1 very old. A little bit cranky. 1 a lot better looking than me. Big eyebrows. 2 half elves. 1 with a constant smile on her face. The other with skin of purple. And a dipsy looking elf.
Okay. Yeah.
They'll be staying at what's the name of that bathhouse? I can't remember.
The Despicable Lady.
The Despicable Lady.
Oh, he looks at you and he's like, oh, I do know where that is. It's a rather expensive place, but I know where that is.
I'm not as brave as you are, and I'm not as brave as they are. I'm gonna take off my pack, my weapons, everything besides the cloak of the Mana Ray. Give this to them. Tell them I'm sorry.
He grabs the pack from you and... Well, yeah, Mobi. Anything for you. And you look down and you see the little girl, Gloria, just hugging the bear tightly beside her father. And she looks up at Brennan. I don't understand, Daddy. Is Mobi going away? He looks down at her and I'm not sure, dear. I know that we'll do anything for him. And he asked us to do this. And we will. Because he is a nice person. And we will pay him back. Because that's what nice people do. And he looks back up at you, Mobi, and says, it will be done. You can trust us.
Thank you. I wish you the best of luck in your new life. Maybe dives into the water, hood up, and just starts swimming. As far as he can, for as long as he can.
And as Mobi's figure silhouette in the water of the orange cascading light from the sunset, as his silhouette gets further and further off into the distance, that's where we're going to take our break for this evening.
What?
What? So, everybody, I'm choking up here a bit. All the feels going on here in the room tonight, on internet land here at Twitch. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and during this break, though, we are going to give away Tomb of Annihilation, the module Tomb of Annihilation. So if you are in Twitch chat right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get the raffle set up and ready to go. Just give me one moment, and we will make this raffle live. So that way you guys can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and open up that raffle right now. So the raffle is open in chat. So in the Twitch chat, if you just type in !raffle altogether, it will add you to be entered into our raffle for this week. So make sure you guys do that. We're going to take a short 5 to 7 minute commercial intermission break. And when we return, we will dive right back into tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder. Thank all of you for hanging out with us. Thank the several of you for following and subscribing tonight. We appreciate that. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do it. The follow button doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us support this channel. So we thank you guys for that so much. We will be right back shortly to dive back into tonight's episode. We'll see you soon. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your Dungeon Master for this evening. This is episode 42 of Storm King's Thunder. And before our break, we did announce that we are giving away a Tomb of Annihilation module, hardback copy of the adventure. But in order to do that, we need to have people enter to win this raffle. In order to do that, in the Twitch chat, you need to type in !raffle for your chance to win. I don't think we've had anybody enter the raffle yet. So if you are listening to us live right now, you're in the Twitch chat, make sure you go ahead and type in !raffle and get yourself entered in to win that module. I'm going to keep that raffle open for right now until we get some people jumping in. But I know there's people out there watching. So enter the raffle.
Take a shot, folks.
Yeah.
There's nobody in there. If you're the only one, you've got a hell of a shot of winning.
No, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and enter that raffle and get yourself in the running for it. So, as we left off, our party has been in Yartar. They're kind of split up right now, doing odds and end errands, discovering new things about people that they've inquired about in recent events. And Molfin, there was something that you wanted to kind of backtrack a little bit during our Mobi sequence.
I don't know if it's so much backtracking or if it would be happening before or after or what.
Okay.
But Lachlan and Molfin had said before we were heading over to the Rigatoni residence that after we left there, we were going to try to meet up with Lady Italia, as Lachlan thought a good place to find her would be near the boat before the nobles boarded for tonight's ceremony.
Yes, fantastic. So is now Molfin and Lachlan, is Diana with you at this time, or did Diana decide to depart?
I think she was tagging along, right?
I think yes. No,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, no, I would stay. I would stay because we're going to go find Kella together, and Diana wanted to be in on that.
Okay, gotcha. So Diana, sticking with Lachlan and Molfin, you guys make your way to the docks.
Did I know that they were going to the docks? Did they discuss this before?
I think they discussed it before. Ashlyn would
Yeah,
probably know that this is going to go down.
Okay, I'll
So-
go to the docks
so
to
Ashlyn-
meet them.
Ashlyn does meet up with you guys, Molfin, Lachlan, and Diana. She
I give them all sandwiches.
she provides everybody with a fried codfish sandwich.
This is the best sandwich in the world. Fuck. No.
I'm not. Or, I'll take some.
Molfin will just tuck it away for later.
He's gonna revive it.
Yeah, you gotta eat whole not. Oh yeah, it's a whole fish. It has a skeleton, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's bones in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go.
Immediately upon realizing that, Molfin starts eating it.
So you guys all now with amazing tiger codfish fried sandwiches with a little bit of a garlic and onion flavor to them.
It sounds amazing.
Are approaching the docks just along the borders of where the area next to the river changes from a more middle class residences to the noble estates that are alongside the river. You can see that the Grand Dame is docked in its normal picking up point, and you can see that the line of nobles has begun. And as you cascade your looks along the dock, you can see Lady Italia still in purple, but a different dress. It seems to be this one seems to be a little nicer. It has a little bit more frou-frou to it, especially up by the shoulders.
She's so pretty.
She's even wearing what I call the Sunday hat. You know, it's kind of like this long, like you see the ladies wear to church on Sunday mornings. You know, it's purple and has this lacy kind of big bow on the side of it. As she's standing there, kind of waiting patiently, just looking around at the other nobles that are in the line.
How rough is Molfin looking in terms of dress?
Well, you definitely don't look as good as you did when you were wearing your noble attire.
Molfin will walk within about 20 feet or so of her.
Okay.
And then, excuse me, Lady Italia, do you have some time for me?
She turns around and sees you, Molfin, and a smile forms on her face.
Nice.
And then you hear in your mind, something told me, I felt it, that you did it, that you defeated Usith.
Yes, Molfin will just smile and nod.
She slowly leaves the line and starts to walk towards you all. And in your mind, Molfin, you hear, please follow me.
But of course, my dear. Molfin will try to gesture to the rest of the party to, everyone who's here,
Yeah.
follow along.
After getting a little bit away, she turns around and just gives you an enormous hug, Molfin. And
Please,
then
I'm still a little odoriferous from the sewers.
and she
From
starts
the sewers.
and she starts speaking not inside your mind now. We lost Matthew. Did we lose
Oh,
you?
you're just putting
Yeah,
it
I'm on my way
resetting.
back. Resetting roll 20. It locked up.
Gotcha. She looks at you just talking this time and says, I felt earlier today that something was different. And I didn't sense him in my mind anymore, but I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be certain. But now I see you and I know that it's true.
I go, it was all him. He did it all by himself.
Make a deception check, Ashlyn.
Okay.
Somebody tell me what she rolls.
She rolled a 10.
A 10.
She kind of smiles at you, Ashlyn, and she says, she looks back at Molfin, she says, I know.
Aww.
And
Molfin just sort of gets a goofy grin on his face a little bit.
Molfin, do you even know how powerful of a sorcerer Usith was?
He was a large fish creature thing.
Wait. What?
Yes, so when you were speaking with Usith, did he have the long brimmed hat and the mustache?
Yeah, he was a very charming, noble man. I have no idea why he would make his residence in a sewer. It makes little sense to me. But then again, he could control my mind, so...
I didn't get it either, to be fair.
At one point, the apparent facade of that figure vanished, and come to discover this tentacled amphibious creature living in the sewers.
How... What happened, Molfin?
I convinced my companions to join me in the sewer. After you and I left the other evening, it seems this Usith summoned me in a dream to, shall we say, whet my appetite.
Huh.
And as we traveled down, and that same figure offered me knowledge from his personal library. But apparently one of our party, Kallista, was not seeing him and not hearing his offer of this library to me. So things sort of went downhill from there, battle ensued, and thanks to one rather irritable skeleton who I'm sorry to say is no longer with us, and a rather large explosion by our friend Kallista, the creature is no longer with us, which apparently has released some hold on your mind, which is a most wonderful thing. And Molfin will sort of reach out and try to grab her hand and kiss the back of her hand.
She allows you to do that, no problem. And she blushes just a slight bit. And looking at you, she says, So I'm free.
Yes, my dear, you are free to do what you wish with your life now, no longer constrained to attempt to gather nobles off that barge for this creature.
That is such good news, Molfin. And she takes her hand and she kind of just gently touches the side of your face and runs her fingers through your beard. And...
Should we leave?
Ashlyn's like looking over at Diana.
Put a sock on the door.
Should we go? She looks at you and she says, Thank you, Molfin. And then, Molfin, in your mind, you hear, as she's looking right into your eyes, you hear, Molfin, you are extremely powerful. And I know that you will continue to increase that power. Don't hoard it all to yourself. And she kind of raises an eyebrow as she's looking into you, talking into your mind, keeping this from the rest of the group. Seek me out in the future. I have a feeling that you and I together could be unstoppable. And then she kisses your forehead, and she stands up tall, and she looks at the rest of you, and she says, "Thank you all."
You're welcome.
I guess I don't need this silly hat anymore. And she takes it off and she zings it and throws it into the street.
It was a pretty hat.
It
Mary
was
Tyler Moore.
it was a very nice hat. It probably cost like 5 gold pieces.
I'm
at
gonna
least.
go run and get the hat.
All right, Ashlyn runs over, takes off and picks
Yes,
up.
baby, yes. We'll run and get that hat.
So Ashlyn goes over quickly and runs and grabs the hat. And she just looks at all of you again and I'm gonna go enjoy my freedom.
Can I have the hat?
Yeah, keep it. And then she looks at you one more time, Molfin, winks at you, and then starts to walk off into the crowded streets of Yartar.
Half under his breath, Molfin just says, "Until next time, Lady Italia."
Oh.
Molfin in the fields. Matthew, if you could try to reconnect to, I for some reason I still don't have your camera.
Yeah, I got the dice.
Gobbledygook.
All right, I still don't think we have anybody in the raffle, guys. So if you are in chat right
There we
now,
go.
Seen anyone enter the raffle yet?
the
Come on,
raffle is still open. I can't close it till we have somebody in there. So type in !raffle in the Twitch chat. We want to give you a D&D module for free.
Who has it? We'll even sign it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'd offer to sign it, but I need mine to run it on
actually,
Mondays.
actually, it's going to be coming from Australia. This copy. So,
Oh.
there we go.
So it's currently underwater, swimming away.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a raffle entry.
We have a raffle. Thank you, Chris. Anybody else, jump on in there and get yourself in the raffle. I'll give it about 5 more minutes.
Molfin's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Run your own D&D module.
Yeah, then you guys could get on Roll20 with your own group, and you could be streaming it live, running Tomb of Annihilation. So that'd be great.
But
I'd
not
love
on
to see it.
Mondays or Fridays.
Not on Mondays and Fridays.
Or Saturdays.
Awesome. So you guys are there, and Kallista, what would you be doing in between the time that you left?
Oh, you cut out.
What is Kallista doing in between the time that she left the...
Oh, I didn't leave yet. I was supposed to ask her if she felt any change. Like, just before I left, I wanted to ask her if she felt any changes around the time we destroyed the crystal. I don't tell her we destroyed it, but I asked, like, in that timeline, did she feel anything different about herself?
She kind of defers that question and basically tells you that she would rather both you and Diana be present whenever you have this conversation.
Okay, that's fair.
And she also mentions to you that she wouldn't mind seeing Lachlan again.
I narrow my eyes. I'm like, you stay away from him.
And she basically tells you that it's not like that.
It doesn't matter what it's like.
And right now, Molfin, Lachlan, Diana, Ashlyn, where are you guys headed in particular at this time?
Oh, I don't know. Hey, how was the fish dude? Was he still fishy?
No, he returned our necklace to us.
Metaphorically fishy. But that's a whole other story.
Perhaps
don't
we
get
should... Come along, Ashlyn. Perhaps we should head back to the despicable lady. I can use a bit of cleaning myself, and I'm assuming Kallista and Mobi should be meeting us there shortly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I'd
Okay.
be looking for them after I leave, because I want to beeline it to Diana.
Okay. Excellent. So, roughly sunset, you guys all reconvene at the despicable lady. Except for one. As Mobi is not present as you guys are sitting at a table next to the large hot tub that is in the middle of the despicable lady.
His armor off.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, Ashlyn's in there. She's on the edge.
Molfin is too. He is disgusting from being in that sewer.
That's excellent. You guys are just relaxing in the
Yep.
nice heated water
Callista's not
bubbling
in the
all
water.
around you. Callista's not in the water. She's sitting on a chair
Callista,
next to you guys.
Callista comes up and sees them on the water and is like, there you are.
Last time I took a swim, my stuff got stolen, just so all y'all know.
Oh, I don't really have that much stuff, so that's cool.
Fair enough.
Hello, Kallista. Care to join us? Well, almost all back. We're just waiting on Mobi, so...
I make
Care
some
to-
bubbles.
Aww. Aww.
Really, Lachlan.
I imagine Lachlan like minor illusioning them into like different things. He's like,
Yep.
it's like just.
Okay.
Sure, minor illusioning.
Ashlyn laughed. She's like, ha ha ha, you cheated.
Oh, good stuff. All right, so just go ahead. If you guys want to just do some conversation right
Yeah.
here, I mean, this will be perfect for some RP time.
Diana, shall we?
Take a while.
Oh, Kallista, I got you a fish sandwich. It's in my stuff. if you
It's
want
okay. I'm okay. Thank you, though. Later.
Delicious.
Okay.
It was.
We have the... Well, Kallista, I know this subject makes you somewhat uncomfortable, but I apologize. We really haven't had a chance to talk as of yet. We do have the spoils from dealing with the sewer situation from the radishes.
Who are the radishes?
No, the raviolis.
Oh, ravioli.
Okay.
I apologize.
Ravioli.
The
It's a
rigatini.
rolled R. Ravioli.
Okay.
They're fancy like that. They can afford rolled R's.
Well, you guys, I don't need any of that money, you guys.
So, Diana, how much was in the bag they gave you?
500?
Okay, and I believe they gave me 500 as well. So that gives us a total of 1,000. If Kallista does not desire any, then
Oh,
that
why
is
not?
the 4 of us and Mobi.
Wait,
So
why
that
doesn't
is...
Kallista desire any? I didn't hear that part.
I don't want any of that.
Why?
Because it came from her.
It's good enough for me.
Oh, we were helping her. We were helping her.
You were helping her. I got dragged along.
I'm sorry.
But that was all Ashlyn's fault that you ended up in the
Oh,
sewer.
I
I'm
look at
really
Molfin
sorry.
like,
I go underwater.
Ashlyn like really gets depressed about this. Like, I'm
Ashlyn,
so sorry,
no.
Kallista. I didn't know that, and I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Ashlyn,
Oh,
I'm gonna like pat her head, not in the water. I'm just gonna pat her head like it's not you. This was all Molfin's doing.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just not comfortable having to put myself out there for nobles. It's you guys can have that money. I don't need it.
Okay.
Okay, well, then that would mean 200 for Ashlyn
But
and
speaking of money, I have a potential job. You guys can join me or not, but I'm doing it either way without you. I would prefer if you guys came with me.
Of course.
Continue.
Yes, Lachlan, I made sure to get enough for you too. There's 2,000 gold in it for all of us, and Kella.
Ooh, I get to meet Kella?
I get Kella.
No, I get to meet her though.
Oh yes, you sure.
Wait. What?
I have
Infamous. This is so exciting.
I have made some connections while you guys were busy dealing with the noble BS. And I found what we've originally came here for.
What did?
Sandwiches?
Kella.
Oh.
You found Kella?
I
In
look
case
at
you all
Lachlan.
forgotten, that was the main reason we came here.
Yeah,
I
I
saw her.
forgot.
And she was okay.
You saw her, but you didn't complete our mission. You let her go.
I mean, that's part of it, right?
You put her and your own feelings above Diana's life.
Oh,
Lachlan!
I assume that means Diana's gonna be okay. Everything's good.
Lachlan, you would do that?
Me?
Oh my god! I didn't think of that.
I'm swimming away a little bit.
I reach out and I dunk Lachlan's head under the water for like 3 seconds.
Down underwater.
Drown him.
Yeah.
Lachlan's splashing around in the hot tub.
That's not very nice, Lachlan.
I have made acquaintances and connections with the underbelly of the city.
Oh.
Very powerful women
Ooh.
that look to undermine the nobles here, and that kind of aligns with me. And even more so, they had Kella in their midst. They wanted to use her to help them acquire some black market enchanted items. I counter-offered. We are much more capable than she is. We killed her 3 times. Well, I killed her 3 times.
Very true.
And seeing as we're much more capable, and it aligns with my needs, and it gets us Kella and the information we need to save Diana, I've agreed to help them tonight.
Anything for Diana and you. Not Lachlan anymore.
Well, perhaps I can sweeten the pot for you, Kallista. How would you about framing a noble for whatever mischief you have planned?
I love that idea.
I don't know if I love that idea.
I seem to be still in possession of a certain pendant belonging to said family.
Oh my
Why'd you get
goodness.
that?
Wouldn't it be entertaining should it be found at a crime scene?
Molfin, you evil genius.
That's dark, Gramps.
Why would you do that?
I am genuinely impressed, Molfin.
Uncle Molfin, why would you do that?
Why would we frame him? Because what have he done?
What do you mean?
Why are we framing people now?
Well, Ashlyn, you must realize this individual made very harsh, inappropriate comments about you.
No, not Arden. That's so mean.
In order to get him to behave himself before we went into the sewer, I had to forcibly remove the necklace from his body in order to stop him breathing momentarily. And upon putting it upon him once again, he realized the error of his ways.
I don't know how I feel about this. Ferguson,
It
what do
will
you
be
feel?
okay. Just trust in Uncle Molfin is looking out for you.
Oh.
Hold on, I have to consult. Ferguson, Sir Southway the Third, and Jimmy, what do you think?
As you're sitting there looking at all these jars with these little jellyfish just like floating inside, they don't seem to respawn, Ashlyn.
They think you're right, Uncle Molfin.
Thank you, Ferguson. And I'm sorry, I have not yet met the other two.
Oh, Sir Salisbury the Third and Jimmy.
A pleasure to meet you both.
Oh, sorry, did everyone meet them?
Yes.
I suppose we have now.
Okay. And she tucks them back into her packet.
Where did
Molfin at this point is out, starting to get his stuff back on. Where is Mobi?
Yeah, he's late even for himself.
Your sandwich is getting cold.
I love Diana's comment. Where does she keep getting these? I'm gonna. That might be the episode title.
I'm an episode title.
Yeah.
Where does she keep getting these? Question mark. Yeah. Just as you say, where is Mobi? You know, yeah, some time has passed. I mean, it's getting really late, and you, as you're looking around, you notice the door opens, And in walks a rather average gnomish man. Seems, I don't know, a younger man, so to speak, in gnomish years, which I know can be very, very many because of Molfin here with us. Walks in, you notice that he's carrying a very large pack with him. You see him look around the room. It seems to be getting more lively as the night goes on. Picks out a couple of you and just squints his eyes and looks over towards you and starts to slowly approach.
Do we recognize him?
No, you don't recognize this individual. He walks up. He's rather clean. And he looks at you, Kallista.
Yeah, I step forward, kind of putting myself between my party and him.
And he takes the pack off of his shoulder and he sets it down at your feet. And he looks up at you and, hello?
Can I help you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Who's this
Hello.
guy?
Hi. My name is Brennan. Brennan Glitterbeam. It's nice to meet you. And he holds out his hand towards you, Kallista.
I'm Ashlyn.
I don't take it, but I just... Can I help you?
I take it.
Yes, you take it. Ashlyn's like shaking his hand wildly.
Yes, queen.
He's like he kind of brushes his hair out from his forehead a little bit, and he looks at you. He says, earlier today, we met a very nice person named Mobi.
Oh yeah, Mobi.
He came up and he gave us a friendly gift and
a hug.
Asked. Well, he helped me tremendously, and he asked me to do something for him. He asked me to bring these items to you and to hand you and to give you this. And he holds up a folded piece of parchment.
I take it.
You take the parchment? Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna open it. Not even waiting.
Okay.
Stop. I've stopped acknowledging him. I'm just opening it and reading it.
Okay, you're opening up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
JJ, are you in voice chat with us?
Certainly am.
All right.
Kallista, as you open it up, you see the following words. And for anyone else that's looking at this bit of parchment,
Probably over my
also-
shoulder.
Look over Callista's shoulder.
Yeah.
also-
Under her armpit.
also reads as well.
I'm waiting for an oration. Someone to read it aloud to me.
The moment is all it takes to change the world forever. My world was changed in Nightstone, traveling with all of you. Our bonds strengthened through turmoil and flourished by warm fireside. To all of you, and for all of you, I am grateful beyond belief. Molfin, as you're looking at this bit of parchment, only you can see this. It's addressed directly to you. Molfin, there are some things even the greatest book cannot teach us. Your keen wit and intellect is something I always wish I possessed. Truthfully, I always looked up to you as a mentor, not only for your magical abilities, but for the way you handle yourself. Fearless in the face of peril, and quick to defend the honor of family and friends. You set out on this journey with me, but you will have to finish it without me. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for. Lachlan, as you were reading this letter, you see this portion addressed to you. Lachlan, I set out to teach you some lessons about life, but in fact, you were the one teaching me. Cousin, you surprised me every day. I thought your skills were leading you to a life of misdeeds. Yet in your decisions, you proved your creativity and virtuousness. I was wrong about you. Your talents aren't holding you back. Your talents make you uniquely you. You have a heart of gold. Don't be afraid to let it show. Ashlyn, as you are reading this, you see this portion just addressed to you. Ashlyn, I never took the time to get to know you properly, and for that I can only apologize. You are smarter than you realize, so don't let anyone tell you that you aren't. Your sense of wonder and amazement is something I wish I could feel again. Keep those and hold them dear to you. They are worth more than anything. Diana, as you are reading this. Diana, you embody everything I wish I was. Be proud of who you are, where you have come from, and who you will become. Your grace, bravery, and unrelenting confidence inspires greatness. I never expected the friendship we would forge during our travels. Always remember you are surrounded by people who love you and care about you. I will miss you. Kallista, as you're holding this letter in your hands, this is what you read. Kallista, please don't think any less of me. Tell them all how much they mean to me. They look up to you as a leader. I trust you to keep them from harm. Practice patience. You'll need it. Be safe. I care about you. Don't be afraid to let the world know who you really are. You shouldn't have to hide away from anyone. Be proud of yourself, like I am proud of you. I wish I knew you sooner. And at the bottom of the parchment, you can all read this. Now I gaze out into the water, and I no longer recognize the gnome staring back at me. My mind, body, and heart have been scarred beyond recognition. A lot has been taken from me. My free will, my sanity, Mannix. I cannot do this anymore. My soul aches. Saying goodbye to all of you is far more terrifying than any challenge I have ever faced. This time, however, I have lost. I hope one day our paths cross again, and I can provide you with the answers. In this life or the next. I love you. And on the bottom of the parchment, you see these little wet patches from tears.
Is the gnome still there?
Yeah, he's standing there just looking at all of you huddled around this piece of parchment.
I go, where is he? You tell me where he is. Or...
Where did you leave him?
He swam off the docks a little while ago.
Swam?
He put some kind of, he had some kind of cloak on. He put the hood up and just dove right into the water and just started swimming off. He's a very good swimmer.
Ashlyn takes out her quarterstaff and says, "How do I know that you didn't push him off and steal his money?" This is and starts like trying to hit him.
So, wait, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I promise. He was.
I put an arm out and I hold back Ashlyn.
Okay.
Calm down.
No, I will tell you who has done this.
The Raven Queen.
Molfin just very slowly nods at Kallista.
I didn't mention this before, but I noticed that he had some scarring on his body. He said he was going to talk to me about it later. But I think she tried to break him.
I don't know this Raven Queen, but I'm gonna kill her.
Molfin is visibly shaking at this point. Would Molfin know from what he read? I think last time we checked, that Molfin was somewhat familiar with the Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Would he know anything about enemies of hers?
The Raven Queen could have multiple enemies, mostly other deities. You'll have to defer to. I'll have to look that up. To be honest, Molfin, I think there are one or two in particular that she's always had feuds with, but I don't have them at my fingertips at this point.
Well, I'll mention player knowledge, not character.
Yeah.
She is viciously opposed to Orcus.
Yeah. Orcus
Would
is
Molfin
definitely.
necessarily know that.
You would know that, but as far as, religious background and things like that, you don't know in depth about it, but you know that there is conflict there. And you know who.
With Diana.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Diana, you can make a religion check if you'd like to. If that's if Molfin shares this information with you, because this is all just his thought process.
Okay, yeah. I kind of want to know, if he asks, would Diana be able to think back and remember?
Yeah, go ahead. You can make a religion check, just to have it ready, just in case he brings this up.
As she's rolling her check, Molfin takes the staff.
You would probably know as much as Molfin does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Molfin slams the staff into the ground, looks up at nowhere in particular, eyes not really seeing anything, and bellows as loud as he can manage, voice shaky, almost quivering. I swear to you on everything that I hold dear to me, I will find you. I will find your enemies. I will find Orcus himself and bring this fight to you for what you have done to Mobi. You will pay for what you have done to my family.
You guys have never seen this intensity in Molfin before.
Ashlyn slams her quarterstaff and says, "Me too!"
Oh, we got a lot of quarterstaffs slamming right now.
I just put my hand on Molfin's shoulder.
Me too. On his other shoulder.
He loves you, Molfin. But I think Mobi needs his time to himself right now. And we will avenge him. But we need to trust him right now.
And I have faith in him. If he says he must leave, then I believe that is what he feels is best. You speak of catching sight of scarring on him.
Yeah.
He was not like this until that estranged beast that claims to be a deity got her talons into him.
He said she could be very persuasive, but I took that as she was probably torturing him wherever he was.
Well, then we find someone who will torture her.
Kallista just nods in agreement.
What?
I can't say that I disapprove of your path of vengeance, because Ilmater knows I'm on one myself. But this is a deity. Should think carefully, Molf.
Which is why we need to seek the aid of another one.
That can be dangerous. You have no idea who you could get into a deal with.
I think we need to focus on what's important right now, and that's saving Diana first.
Yes, if we have a way to show Diana that all is safe and persuade her to give the stone to me so we can release that hold upon her. That is...
I'm gonna look at the gnome.
Yeah.
What's in this bag?
I don't really know. I didn't open it or go through it.
Was there any other notes?
That was the only one he gave me.
Go.
Oh, okay. I'll return to my family now.
Thanks.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry for all the trouble, sir. You did good.
He was... Mobi has forever left a mark on our family. He was a good person.
Yeah. He is a good person.
Ours too.
Yeah. Well,
He has a way of mocking things.
he just smiles at you all, little glimmer in his eye, and just gives a quick nod and turns around and walks back towards the door. Disappears out into the streets.
Lachlan, where are you?
Hiding in a corner.
Lachlan.
Lachlan, please come over here.
A little busy, Gramps.
I hand him my handkerchief. Like, I don't hand him, I just kind of wave it. And I'm like, it's for you.
Literally me 5 minutes ago. Oh my god.
Thanks, Diana.
Of course. Okay. I'll throw this out now.
Good idea.
I understand your pain, Lachlan. Lord only knows I am feeling the same. No anger, more than anything, but we have a task at hand we must deal with to aid Diana this evening.
Yeah.
Come up to my room. I want all of you in my room so I can give you full details. I don't want to discuss it here. Get dressed, get dried off.
Kallista, how long do we have before we need to meet them?
Approximately how long, Michael?
It's going to be probably like 2 in the morning whenever they're planning this hit.
Okay, so
you still
what
got
time is
probably
it now?
You still got probably a good 4 hours.
About 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need... how far to the sewer entrance from where we are? How long would it take Molfin to make a round trip?
A round trip? Probably within an hour.
I will be back within an hour.
Where are you going?
To the sewers to collect something.
Ashlyn, can you go with Molfin? I don't want him going alone.
Okay. I'll go with you, Uncle Molfin.
Kallista, I know you do not approve, but I'm just going to collect some bones.
Fine, but I want Ashlyn with you.
Come along to Ashlyn.
Of course, Uncle Molfin.
All right.
I'm going to fold the letter and put it in my cloak.
Okay. You can put Mobi's letter in your inventory. And I will email the contents to you or send it over in Discord chat later. So that way you always have it.
No, I don't want it.
Take it back, Dungeon Master. Take it back.
Worst gift ever.
She takes it, crinkles it up, and throws it in my face. Hey, just take it.
Pretty much.
Hang on, my Roll20 just locked up too.
Sorry. While we're doing that, while we're getting Christy's Roll20 back up, we're gonna go ahead and oh goodness, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to do the raffle. If you haven't entered the raffle, this is your last opportunity. We're giving away a Tomb of Annihilation module. The hardback book will come to you. All you have to do is type in the Twitch chat !raffle, to get yourself locked into it. I'm going to close that raffle in roughly 20 seconds. So if you are watching on Twitch chat, go ahead and make sure that you put !raffle in the chat for your chance to win a free D&D module. We do have one entered so far. So, Chris, your chances are looking very good right now. Unless we get somebody last call for the raffle.
I'm
raffle.
gonna call every one of you I can see in the list off. We got Commander Root, Decaf Smurf, Electrical Skateboard, Ippy Right.
Oh,
Just because I know that's not your name. Josh, Cloppity. I don't need to say you're in the game with us. Medica, Slow Cool. I'm gonna bludgeon this one. Taishente and Wops. So y'all been called out, man.
Oh yes.
Any of you interested? Hop yourselves into the raffle. Tomb of Annihilation. If you're unfamiliar with it, check us out on Mondays.
Run by.
We're not quite as crazy as the Friday night crew in terms of the emotional roller coaster, but hey,
we just full of drama on Fridays.
Yeah.
This is an extra feels episode tonight.
We just like.
I thought last week was emotionally draining. Goddamn, I spoke too soon.
I know.
All right, we are going to go ahead and close the raffle. ! Raffle. Last chance. 3, 2, 1, and the raffle is closed. We are going to draw, and congratulations, Chris. Yeah, Chris. Chris is the winner of our Tomb of Annihilation module. So, Chris, if you could do me a huge favor, make sure you send me an email at proficiencybonus@gmail.com. That's proficiencybonus@gmail.com. Send me your contact information so we can send you your free D&D module. So, way to go, Chris. Congratulations.
I think it's fair with all the subs he's been gifting.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Chris, thank you so much for the support and supporting our community and getting them involved in supporting this channel. That's really cool. Thank you so much.
I've got some bones.
Color be surprised.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead.
Michael, did you get that whisper I sent over to you too?
I did. That's what I laughed about before I closed the raffle. Yeah, sure, we can make that happen.
And I'm going to try to collect basically 2 small piles of bones, and then back to the room to find out what Callista's plan is.
Excellent.
I've got a small pile of bones. Apparently, I've got a bone warding thing.
Christy, if you could try to if you're back in Roll20, Christy, if you could try to reconnect your chat your video screen.
Yep.
So Molfin and Ashlyn, you guys make your way back to the sewers.
Do you want some bones, Uncle Muffin? I have some bones. I don't know why. Here you go.
Why do you... Well, I suppose I can put them in my packets.
I actually stole them from the Raven Queens in the nether regions. I forget where we were.
Well, okay, we'll set that aside. Those may come in handy. But I'm looking to find a couple of the rather small fish creatures we were fighting before.
Oh, not the ones we were eating, though, right? Because I can go buy more of those.
No, this is no, we need to well, I need a couple of things.
Okay, I'll help.
Well, so Molfin's going to pull out the Zulkan dagger at the first one that he comes to and just carve into it a little bit and hold up a vial and collect a small sample.
Yeah, Molfin, you have no problem collecting these. You do notice that as you guys enter the sewers, I'm assuming you're going to cast light because it's dark and it is pitch black in the sewers. I mean, I know you have dark vision, but I didn't know if you were going to cast your spell to give you guys more light or not, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but Molfin will walk down and cast light to make it easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you are kind of exploring, you notice that the sewers, the ground that you're walking on isn't as slimy and grotesque anymore. The water itself is still running and it still looks like sewer water, but it doesn't look nearly as bad as it did in your first trip here earlier this morning.
We help the environment.
Well, it's definitely, it's still not pleasant.
No.
It's a little.
I think I'll have to take another bath.
And you have no problem gathering bones from these corpses of these fish creatures that you encountered earlier, and you're able to get yourself a vial of a vial of blood from one of the bodies. It's nasty. It's very dark in color, but you were able to collect it.
This is gross, Uncle Molfin, I'm not gonna lie. I wish that we had better trips together.
Let's leave this small item out of what anyone else knows about. We'll just tuck that in here.
Okay. Can we go something fun next time, though? Like, I don't know, the market?
Well, we're going into apparently I don't know where we're going this evening, now that I think about it. But, well, we've collected the bones I needed. Perhaps we should head back to and speak with Kallista and find
store.
Well, there may be cakes this evening.
There.
Yeah, like anywhere else but the sewers and collecting dead bones.
But of course, my dear.
Okay.
How about this? After we deal with whatever Kallista has planned for this evening, tomorrow morning I'll take you to the cake store and purchase you a cake.
Yes. Okay.
Shall we go, my dear? And Molfin will offer his arm to her.
Of course, Uncle Molfin.
They skip off together through the sewers.
Yeah.
As much as a 375-year-old gnome can skip.
Yeah.
And you guys make your way back through the city streets of Yartar back to the Despicable Lady, where you guys were all probably planning to meet Kallista in her room to talk about what she knows and the plan for this evening. I leave it to you.
Molfin will walk up to Kallista's door.
I'll open it.
He's just standing there.
Back from my shopping trip.
Man.
It wasn't fun, but we're going to the cake store tomorrow.
She requested a more pleasant experience next time, so
yeah.
Cakes it is.
Right. Man. I'm gonna shut the door behind them, make sure that we're all in here and
Lachlan, put some pants on.
He better be wearing pants. I wouldn't let him in my room if he wasn't wearing pants. Damn it.
Yeah, so you guys all enter Kallista's room. The door is closed behind you.
Well, people we'll be working with are called the Hand. They're a group of skilled, thieved women in the city. Women only.
Yeah.
Do I have to wear a wig for this mission?
No.
Do you want to wear a wig from this mission?
I mean...
You
no,
can.
You should be fine. No.
Okay.
The
You be
leader approached...
you, Lachlan. You be you.
Yeah. This is having a visual she doesn't want. The leader approached me and wanted me to join them. And I had been thinking about it since she seemed to have known Kella. And once we were done with the sewers, I went back to go discuss means of getting a hold of Kella, possibly joining her. But I'm glad I did, because when I snuck up on her, they had a group of the Hand women, and Kella was in discussion with her about their plan. They planned to raid Michael Richborn's house.
Sounds
Very
fancy.
Sounds
very
lovely.
fancy and noble estate, but it's not his house exactly. It's like a side carriage house outside of his estate that's apparently guarded by magic and 2 guards. So they were thinking of coming around the backside through the harbor through a boat and up the backside of the gate. That's correct, Michael.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And entering from there. They wanted to sneak in as quietly as possible and not deal with the guards, but the guards are there. That is a contingency that they need to be aware of. And they were hoping Kella would be able to sneak them in quietly. But, again, as I mentioned, we are far more capable than she is.
And better
I had
looking.
no idea I was listening to their conversation the whole time. So I managed to convince them to promise us a cut of the money and Kella.
Well, Lachlan should be happy.
It's not about
I'm
Lachlan.
impressed. Kallista, this is wow.
You could say I took a page from your book, Lachlan.
My.
I can just go home.
Without the 2,000 gold, I doubt it.
Never.
So our plan is to meet them at the bridge tonight around 2 a.m. and sneak them in and give them backup if the guards cause us problems.
We can
I have means of dispelling magic, but there's always a possibility of other traps being around, which is why I figured Lachlan would be good to bring.
At your service.
And if there's going to be a fight, we'll need Diana's healing.
Yep.
And
My
Ashlyn's
longbow.
brute force. Molfin, I expect you to back me up with any sort of magic that we need.
Although, as you know, I'm good for a distraction if need be.
That's what I thought. We have the grease and fire if we need it.
All right. So as you guys are
Are we going via the water?
We're gonna be on a small boat, I think. Is that what they said? A boat?
Yes,
A small boat?
Small
I'm
fishing boat.
proficient in
Small
water
fishing boat.
vehicles.
That
keep
is something
bringing
I
this
didn't
up.
consider, but yes, that's right. Ashlyn.
I'm a sailor background. Yeah, knew that would come in handy eventually.
Finally, I could use a proficiency.
So you guys are laid out with this plan from Kallista, and right now would be your opportunity to share any thoughts that you have about the plan or questions that your characters may have.
Why are we framing ravioli again?
I think that was an afterthought.
Oh, okay.
I think that's in case we get caught or the hand gets caught, because
Okay.
the hand is not going to take the fall for this. They would easily give me the fall. I'm not an official member of them. They could easily backstab us if things
I
go
don't know.
sour.
I don't know how I feel about framing someone. I mean, what did he do really?
It's a backup plan, Diana. If things go wrong.
I don't
We
like
need
it
to
either.
get Diana. We can't be caught.
Then
Our
we
life
won't
depends
be
on it.
caught.
Easy. Is it just the five of us?
Can we just make it like a not plan and do it just in case we have to?
That's my thought.
Okay.
It's our contingency if things go wrong.
Okay. Then I will do it, because I'm not cool with framing people, because that is dishonest, and I value honesty.
And I don't think Mobi
I
would
think.
approve of just doing it just because. And I look at Molfin. As much as I would love to.
Perhaps you're right.
Okay.
Diana's the focus here. That's it.
Oh my.
Of course.
As long as we're all in agreement.
I'm flattered. Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy.
Molfin
Who's
looks
the
over at
Academy?
Lachlan, and then Gnomish says, "He may not approve, but he's also not here."
Oh, I don't.
I wink at him.
Is Lachlan the only one who understands Gnomish?
Yes.
All right. Nice. All right. So
And it's just the five of us, right? Just the five of us doing this mission.
No. We'll be working with the hand. They're meeting us at the bridge with Kella.
Okay.
And didn't
Oh,
you say
with
you
Kella.
were working with Kella as well?
Yes.
What do you say? This Kella figure doesn't like turn on us immediately.
You
Trust me.
saw Kella and didn't kill her immediately?
I had to restrain myself, Diana. But after listening to them and calculating a plan that's best going to serve keeping you alive. I will keep her alive for as long as needed, and then deal with her when time comes.
I am very proud of you. I thought I would have to go and find her in secret to spare her from being murdered.
That's like kind of what we were gonna do, yeah.
Why does that not surprise me? That's why I went on my own to find her. I didn't trust Lachlan not to tip her off.
Yeah.
So, is
What I
she
find most
trustworthy?
amusing it wasn't Lachlan who said that, it was Diana.
You snitch!
You just said it out loud 2 seconds ago.
But I didn't say it like that.
She's not off my kill list yet. Don't celebrate.
No, is she like trustworthy? Like, how do we know she's not gonna like?
She's not trustworthy.
yell-
Of course she's not.
Oh.
Of course she's not. No.
So how do we know that if we get in the carriage house, she's not gonna yell for the guards and be mean?
Because I'll kill her.
But you could kill any of us. Because you're
True.
Bear.
No, she
But I
really
don't.
couldn't. She really couldn't.
She might not kill me. I don't know. I don't know if she likes me yet, guys. I
I'm
say
not
that out loud.
I'm not gonna kill any of you. Why would I do
Okay.
that? I've thought about it. I look at Lachlan, but I won't.
Ashlyn, you must remember, Mobi would not approve if she did that.
True.
All right.
I didn't know much once more to Lachlan, but again,
You keep speaking like these weird sounds. No, I speak to Diana and Kallista and Elvin. I'm like, they're weird and they're gnomes. Ha 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 ha.
Do either of you understand Elven?
Nope.
We're all elves.
not.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I'm asking Lachlan and Molfin.
Oh,
Lachlan's no, they don't understand you.
I reply back. I'm like, girl, your hair is so cute, but we're gonna pretend that we're talking smack about them. So I'm gonna just keep on complimenting you, but we're gonna like look at them and be like, oh. I do that. I'm like, your eyes are just so pretty. And then
Oh,
I look
you're
at,
so cute. And so
and then I look at Lachlan and Molfin, and I give them a little.
Diana, make a deception check with advantage. Because they can't understand you, and Ashlyn's helping you.
10.
Yeah, you guys can make an insight check. Each of you your own
I'm burning
individual.
my DM's
10 with,
inspiration.
All right.
10 with advantage. Yeah.
Lachlan, you're pretty much convinced that they're talking smack about you. Molfin, you have heard the dialects of the Elven language before, enough to understand that while you can't understand the wording and what is being said, it sounds like a bunch of jibber jabber to you.
I don't say anything, I just let it go. That's it. And as Diana keeps looking over, Molfin will make sure he's about 7 or 8 feet away and just look like he's readying up for the evening and take out the dagger, look at it for a minute, back in the pouch, and then just look up at her.
Donde está la puerta?
Where is
Some-
the
door? I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. I really don't. I only speak
We're
Spanish.
just stringing words together.
Yeah.
Okay, donde esta is where is, and esta is for an object. Est is for person, I believe. No, est
Okay.
is for esta is for an object.
I'll learn Spanish and get back to you guys.
Boquito means
El
small.
baño.
I also know how to say the butcher is hot in July in Switzerland in German. So,
Wow.
you know.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
That's impressive.
That's it. If we're throwing out random phrases, Gao Yang Zhong Dugu Yang is
God damn
motherless
it.
goat of all motherless goats in Mandarin.
Ah.
Okay, Twitch chat, you learned something today. Please use it
Sing Zhong.
and abuse it, I guess. All right. So, with all this set before you, this plan set into motion, time passes. You guys are headed to the bridge. Grouped together. It's very dark. Many of the lights, especially in the houses, have all been. It's dark windows as you pass by most of the places. Occasional homeless individual just rummaging through trash in different areas of the city as you make your way to the bridge area. Upon making your way to the bridge, you can see that there are 3 figures standing on a nearby dock. Underneath, it's kind of like the bridge is over top the river, and then the dock area is kind of like there's a boardwalk, and these docks like streak out into the river. You notice that there are 3 figures standing on one of those docks.
Before we get to that point, like probably just before we get to the bridge, Kallista wants to stop the group.
Okay.
And tell them, this was my plan. But I want you all to know that you're all important to me, and you're all important to Mobi. If anything goes wrong, I will keep all of you alive and get you out. I want you to understand that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going down with the ship. I want these magic items.
Lachlan, if I tell you to run, please run.
In some direction, sure.
We go down together, Kallista. We're family.
Molfin looks at Kallista. And the same goes for you. If it comes to it, do what you're told.
Kallista doesn't agree, but she doesn't say anything.
Turns still barren.
All right.
And I will go approach the youth.
Okay, you guys make your way. You guys have to veer off the main road to the right a little bit to find what is a set of cobblestone stairs that leads down to the boardwalk area that aligns basically the entire Desserin River from underneath the bridge all the way up to where the noble quarters are. It's a very large boardwalk along the side of the river. You make your way, walking out towards these 3 figures that are standing out on the docks. And as you get closer, their forms start to take a better shape. In the middle stands a woman, cloaked with a hood up. You can barely see her chin kind of protruding out from the hood. Dark green cloak standing in front of you. Looks to have some sort of weapon strapped to the side, some kind of sword. There's a woman standing next to her, to her left. She's wearing a white cloak, has the hood up, can't really see much of her face. She's got, this cloak goes all the way down to just over top of her feet, and you can't really see much as her shoulders are covered in this cloak. And then, you see beside her is another dark cloaked figure. Her hood is not up, and you can see and recognize that it's Kella Darkhope, standing next to these 2 other ladies.
Hey, fancy seeing you here.
Kella! Hi!
Oh, this is Kella.
She's kind of like, hi, Diana, hi, Lachlan. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah.
Do I know how Diana feels about Kella by now?
Make an
Or
insight.
have you guys been
Make an
pretty-
make an insight check
Make
for
an
us.
insight check.
Go ahead, make an insight check for us.
No.
I mean,
No, Dungeon Master.
I'll fail. I don't want to make it in.
I think she should get advantage because Diana and Ashlyn are best friends, and
Okay.
I think that Ashlyn.
I'll make my first
Fair-
and only insight check.
Fair enough. You have advantage. Yeah. You got a vibe. Explain the vibe, Diana, that Ashlyn would have based on spending time with you.
I think that Diana at one point didn't like Kella and then understood that she was less of like the other woman and more of a victim like she was, and she kind of feels compassion for her now, and but still want to avoid her so that way Kallista doesn't get mad at her.
Okay.
So it's like that. I like you. You're cool, but I can't really talk to you.
My best friend hates you, so I can't like you.
All right.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
All right, I'm gonna go
You and
tell
my best friend got beef, so I can't like you, but you're a
Okay.
pretty cool bitch, no lie.
Yeah, so that's the vibe you get, Ashlyn.
Ashlyn's got this in her head. She goes up to Kella, gives her a big hug. Nice to meet you, you bitch. And then she steps back.
Kella just like taps you on the back, and like as you're walking away, has the most awkward look on her face, and has no idea how to respond to that.
I think Kallista's equally like, I don't know how to respond to that.
She's just like, like jaw hit the floor moment, and like doesn't know. Yeah. My name's Kella. It's nice to meet you too.
Yeah, okay. I'm Ashlyn.
Yes. Hello, Ashlyn. It just kind of looks away to the water. You can tell.
Awesome.
You can tell like she's visibly nervous just to be around all of you.
As she should be. Yeah.
And the woman in the center turns to all of you and looks towards Kallista. So this is the group. Looks like everyone's here. Where's the annoying one?
Oh.
Which one?
The one that wanted to talk my ear off all night.
He's a bit busy right now.
Fair enough. You think
we
we
should
can?
be more than enough.
Oh, you think we can manage without him?
We have before.
Okay.
Have to.
Fair enough.
Not willingly, very sadly.
Fair enough.
Angrily.
So, Kallista, have you already explained the plan?
As much as I've heard, unless things have changed.
Nope. We're expecting our ride any second. And she
Okay.
just kind of nods to you, turns. Everybody make a perception check.
Can I ask her how far it is by boat to get there?
Yeah.
Oh no.
She kind of looks over her shoulder and she says to you, Kallista, "It won't take long. We're just gonna trolley up the river there, and we'll be dropped off at the, I think it's the 3rd or 4th dock on the right."
Gotta get my sea legs back.
I will cast Passive Outer Trace once we're on the boat.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ashlyn, Molfin, Lachlan, Kallista, you already know this because you've seen her close. Diana, you don't catch a glimpse of this. But as she's turning, her hood kind of moves away from her face just the slightest bit. And you guys can see that she has a scar that runs from like her hairline all the way down through her eyebrow, through kind of like her eye, and then down, and it makes like a cleft lip on her top lip. As she turns, she readjusts the hood just a little bit, and you guys.
So hardcore.
And you guys watch as this relatively small fishing boat starts to approach. There's a man at the front holding a lantern, and there is another person who's just rowing intensely as the boat approaches.
I bet I could row better than that.
She says that out loud.
Yeah.
One of the
Molfin's going to look at the one in charge.
Mm-hmm.
As a question for you, do you feel a potential diversion at the front of the estate would serve you any use?
She kind of just takes a moment to ponder, and she looks over towards you and, why don't we save that for if something goes wrong? That is a great idea, but
It's kind of specialty.
I still think there's a way. You're proficient in the arcane, correct?
Very much so, yes.
Well, I don't know if Kallista told you, but the owner of this estate is also proficient in the arcane, and that's what worries me.
Oh, yes, I have a manner of tricks for dealing with individuals of that nature.
She smiles at you, and you catch a good glimpse of her face. And she says, well, you may have an opportunity.
Molfin with a very stoic, serious look to his face. Just ensure you and yours don't get caught in the crossfire.
We can hold our own. And then she looks back at you, Molfin, and says, if we can keep Lord Richburn alive, I'd much prefer him live.
Oh, well, unless he is an incredibly weak individual, most of what I can do would merely delay him and give time for a timely escape. If he is not nearly as powerful as you believe, one should not mess with arcane things beyond your grasp.
Well, let's just say I'm glad you're here. I think this will make this job way easier. And she smiles.
I'm here for Kallista and Diana.
I'll hit on Molfin tonight.
As the boat pulls up to the dock, you see Kella just kind of jump off the dock into the boat, and the other Hand of Yartar woman jumps off
I'm right
into the
behind
boat.
Kella.
You guys are popping onto the boat. As this guy is not even really stopping rowing, he's just kind of getting close enough to the dock that you guys can kind of hop onto the boat. Everybody just pops on, doesn't require any ability check or anything. And
Pass without a trace.
excellent. The pass without a trace spell goes off. And you guys can... It's almost like after Kallista casts this spell, you have trouble hearing the oars splashing the water beside either side of the boat. It's almost like all the sound from around you and from the boat itself just dissipates and disappears. And you guys are utterly silent. And you can see a quick exchange between the man holding the lantern at the front of the boat and the chief of operations as they look at each other with a glance. Both nod with respect. And he looks forward with the lantern as the boat continues up the river. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Man, what a crazy episode tonight. That was amazing. I think you muted yourself, Matthew. I lost you there. Go ahead and say that again.
No, it just cut out for some reason. I'm not muted.
All right,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to say, hey, sorry, Chris and Paisley, I tried. Looks like no distraction as of yet, so no skeletons for you this evening.
But hey, next week, things are going to go down as our party is teamed up here with the Hand of Yartar, the all-female thieves guild here in the city of Yartar. And they are headed to raid a noble's estate. This is interesting.
Very.
This is way up more Callista's alley than the helping a noble.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for jumping into you guys. Everybody in chat has been amazing tonight. I've been watching the chat feed. It's been going so fast I haven't been able to like type and respond because by the time I get a chance to respond, the chat is already scrolled up and I haven't got a chance. But thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Congratulations to Chris for winning the Tomb of Annihilation giveaway tonight. Don't forget, make sure, Chris, to email me your contact information so I can get that out to you as soon as possible. JJ, are you still with us? He might have stepped away.
I think you're splashing as he's swimming away.
JJ, can you come in and chime back in with your video feed as we get ready to say our goodbyes for tonight's session?
I'll give it a go.
All right. But thank you guys so much.
Don't give you the finger.
Now, Twitch chat, there wasn't a whole lot of rolls because tonight we really didn't see a whole lot of combat. So the Nat 20 is still up for grabs, and I'm going to leave it in your hands for next session, Twitch chat. So we are going to leave that natural 20 in the palms of your hands to be able to use next time that we are together, which will be next week, next Friday. And don't forget, we have a couple of those important announcements from the beginning of the episode. We've got Mystic Hour with Christy Mysticwater coming up on Thursday. That's 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Zos and Sarah will be guests on the show, including 2 of the female members of Insight Check. So you're not going to want to miss that. They're going to be talking all about women in D&D, and it's going to be a really cool show. So make sure you guys catch that first episode. It's going to be super awesome. Don't forget Monday nights. Matthew is the Dungeon Master for Tomb of Annihilation right here at Proficiency Bonus. So make sure you check out him as he runs his crazy crew, which includes Sarah and JJ. As we've got King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard is back. Everybody has trouble like figuring out which direction to point. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because we're all looking at the thing right in front.
We're all looking at Roll20 instead of what's on the Twitch.
I'm trying to remember the layout. I'm like, wait. Sarah, Mobi,
Paisley, that's a good question. I consider us friends, but we weren't previously friends.
Nope.
Based off of this, it was kind of cool. A year ago, I did this all call to gather a cast. I wanted to play D&D, but I wanted it to be live action, more like something you could tune in for entertainment. Balance that out with the game aspect of it. And over time, we've just... it's just gotten incredible.
I had no idea who any of you were when I first joined.
Yeah.
Although I will disagree with Michael. This ain't friends. This is family, man.
Oh yeah.
Now, for sure.
I will agree with you 100%. We're all family and just the best of friends. And the cool thing about this channel is it grew out of this one idea of let's do this stuff on Twitch. And now we're going to have, starting in September, we're going to have 3 different D&D streams. We're going to have a chat, this awesome
podcast/talk show. I am going to be thinking into releasing it on iTunes as well eventually.
That'll be awesome. We'll have that going on. Hopefully within the year after that, we can get a couple other things kicking. So, the momentum is incredible right now. So thank all of you for following and participating in what we've got going on. Thank you for supporting us and making this happen. Because if it'd be nothing without you guys. So thank you all so much. Don't forget, last chance to put in an application for Waterdeep with JJ. So make sure you guys jump on board with that.
Just be careful with it. He may break you like he broke us tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will
He might TPK you if you separate.
Yeah. He already put
Yep.
TPK, so.
Yep. JJ will have a lot of excellent plans for everybody in Waterdeep. So that's going to be fun.
Pazzy is asking about the application. Applicate. Give me a second, Twitch chat. I'm going to see. Oh, I can't share links because I'm not the host. I get banned for advertising.
If you guys will go, if you're active on Twitter, you can go to Twitter and follow @ProfBonus. Yep, that's it. ProfBonus, @ProfBonus. Follow the Twitter page. And I think it might be the last or next to last tweet that I posted today. The link is located within that. All you got to do is click on the application link. It will take you to a Google form application that you fill out. And immediately upon submitting it, it goes right to JJ's inbox. So he will have your application ready to go. Don't forget.
You guys can also, sorry, Michael.
Go ahead.
Can also send me a message on Twitter @MysticWater. I'm also opening applications to all people in the D&D community and just fandoms in general for coming on my talk show to discuss things. So if you guys are interested in that, send me a message at MysticWater.
All right, yeah. Send her a message. Get on that show.
Do it. Talk to us.
Yeah.
We love us.
Yeah, we love you guys. Does anybody have anything other announcements that we need to throw out there before we call it a night?
I can't remember if we said earlier. Insight check on Saturday.
Yes, tomorrow at 9:30.
It's another group of friends that have their own D&D stream, so make sure you check them out tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Christy is with that wonderful group, and they have several of their players come and participate in a lot of our one-shots. So we've had a blast
Stumpy
with
from
that.
chat.
Stumpy from chat. Yep. So we got
You can't say the first part without the from chat at the end of it. It
Yeah.
never rolls that
Yeah.
way. He's not Stumpy anymore. He's
There is
Stumpy
also
from
something cool I want to announce about episode 2 of my show.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually have connections with a Wormwood craftswoman, and I'm going to be picking her brain and interviewing her about working for Wormwood Gaming. Which, if you don't know, Wormwood Gaming is a huge gaming. They make like dice trays and dice towers, and they sponsor Critical Role. So it's pretty cool that I get to interview someone like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that is
We should have
awesome.
my dice box down here. And show.
Well, actually,
Super nice.
in 6 to 8 weeks, I will have my very own zebra wood dice rolling box.
That's right.
Nice.
Because
Yeah!
I have some incredible friends who gave me a crap ton of money to spend on Wormwood, which was absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much. I ordered the zebra wood one because that's the one Matthew Mercer uses. So I ordered that one. Unfortunately, it's on back order, so I got to wait a little bit longer to receive it. But I'm super excited. Thank you guys. And
Thank you.
that's awesome that we will have somebody there to actually just speak on Wormwood and just tell us what it's like to work for that company and to be a part of that community. So that's really cool. With that being said, I think it's time that we sign off for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you ever find yourself standing in a dock with a squirrel skull in your hand,
Uh-oh.
before you crush it, before you use magic to crush it in a million pieces of ash, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. And he actually has a skull. That is
too soon.
He's
You guys-
Australian. Are you surprised by this?
No, not really.
JJ, watch out! There's a red roo behind you. Well, before we sign off, I just wanted to thank every one of you again. Thank you for making this 1 year celebration so special. We will see you guys next week as we embark on our next episode of Storm King's Thunder. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Okay,
Bye,
love you,
everybody.
bye.
Bye.